Welcome back. Oh, now welcome back. I jumped the gun. Welcome back, everyone, to Phil's Recap and Review, Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 4, Book of the Stranger. And this is the post-episode issues. We're here tonight to talk about this episode and really talk about my favorite part of this episode, the Queen of the motherfucking North, Sansa, finally taking responsibility. That little fucking asshole Jon Snow will do shit since he's come back to life. Sansa's getting right up that ass, fucking convincing Jon Snow what to do. We got Daenerys fucking burning people alive, loving every minute of it. What an episode. I know some people I see in the live chat, we have some mixed feelings about this episode, but in general, I fucking love this episode of Game of Thrones. Had a great time watching it. Love the interactions of all the scenes. Got lost a little bit in the beginning at times, just because trying to take notes of what was going on in the very beginning half of this episode was a little difficult. But in general, awesome episode. But I am not alone. First off, I have with me Joe Dirty Locks and Katie Crow. Awesome to see you guys tonight. Great to see the two of you guys. And most of all, too, we have the live motherfucking chat with so many Ario, Amy, APT, Ben, Bionic, Botzo, Bruce, Claudia, Dakota, Falcon, Frank, Greg, Ian, James, Critch. Oh, gosh, we have a fucking huge crowd tonight jumping in the live chat right now. Great to see everybody. We got everyone also in the Discord group, in the spoilers group. Hello, Timo, Sam, Amy. Great to see all of you guys. I'm so excited. I was having a crap day, and it's just so great to be able to watch Game of Thrones and come out here and get to talk to everybody about this episode. If you want to reach us, we do have a live call-in number at 990-850-9 to leave voicemails or text, or you can call in and go on hold into the caller queue at 914-205-5689. Hey, Joe, we've said the same number for several years. It's tough not to break patterns. But again, that number is 914-205-5689. But again, awesome episode of Game of Thrones. Did I love every single part? No, I could be nitpicky, and I can get into some nit and picks and shit of dialogue here, this, that, there, another here. But I have to start off before we get into talking too much about the episode and the highlights. I guess on the show, I have to eat some shit because I've talked a lot of the show. I like to come straight out here and say when I'm full of shit. And I guess I was wrong about Daenerys' abilities on what she can do. I was under the impression of what George R. R. Martin said was true, that it was a one-off thing with blood magic and a lot of shit. But apparently, Nope.
Well, the things that convinced me otherwise from that it was the hot bath. Okay, whatever. It was steamy. Sometimes some people like a hot bath, but she touched the hot eggs and
right after they burned someone else's hand.
Right. Too. So there was that. There was the first fire. But what got me, Phil? What I was underestimated by the Queen. You know it.
Oh yeah. But were they CG or not, Joe?
And here's my point. If there's what would be the point of that?
I think they were honestly be the point of that. Make them look like they were surrounded by flames.
Right, but what?
I think it was actually her.
Well, yeah. What would be the point of body doubling a full body shot like that? Like what? Like, okay, so it's not your body, but when someone photoshops 12 cocks all over her face, you still kind of feel like you got raped when you see that picture.
Body double, CG tits, Joe ran about the fucking boobs. Brand, holy shit! She said in an interview, "Who cares? Her contract would be the point. CG tits red, boobs red. I love you, Joe, because she's a big actress. Right off the bat, I liked the scene, and I think they needed to do CG boobs because you needed to have for that scene to have the powerful punch. You needed to have her walk out of there completely naked. I think it fit the scene. And
you don't think that was her body?
I don't think so. I think those were CG. I think she Cersei'd it. She did what Cersei did last year. I think she put her head. I don't care.
It looked like something was going on because of I thought what they were doing with smoke, or they put a glossy on her body. Maybe they touched them up or painted them. But I think that was her body.
And flames in the dark night.
And I wouldn't see the point of not knowing that that's what the scene is going to end up being. Why wouldn't you walk out bear all. Like that would just be, to me, it just seems foolish not to. It seems cheap not to. And if that's the reason why the scene didn't look quite realistic with the blow or whatever.
Honestly, I don't want to spend too much time on on that. I liked the scene. I thought spend
a lot of time on that.
Really I thought it was really well done, and it didn't bother me too much. Well, we can get more into it when we get to the scene at the end, and we'll get into that. But really, my favorite sections of this episode were the Sansa and Jon stuff. Obviously, I really love seeing two Starks get together. It was emotional for me. The Theon and Yara. I was going to call her other name there. And Yara, that was really an emotional scene for me too. Seeing Theon just kowtow and feeling so bad about not listening to her, and being in positions like that where you've made mistakes and I don't know. It's just extremely powerful. And
he was the guilty, shamed little brother with the sister that he loves and respects.
Yeah, it was really and then I fucking loved the whole Marine stuff. I think we got into the fact of why Marine's so confusing, because even when Tyrion gets in there, he can't quickly do his Tyrion stuff, but he's doing it. And I think a big question we have to examine tonight is who's right in this equation. Is Tyrion making a mistake that's going to destroy everything that Daenerys did? Is Grey Worm and Missandei correct, or is Tyrion correct in this scenario? What do you guys think?
Well, here's the thing. I think what Tyrion did was actually very smart. The main point of what Tyrion's doing is buying time until the fucking queen gets back. Doesn't matter what deals Tyrion makes. When Dany gets back and says what's what, that's what's what. So it doesn't matter what Tyrion says or what Tyrion does. It's all just a proposal until the queen signs off. And if that gets the killing to stop, if that gets the heartbeats to quiet down, if that gets everybody to just fucking settle down and shit to peace out for a little bit, then that's what he's got to do. And I think that's the smart move.
Because do you think ultimately Tyrion's goal in all of this is to protect Meereen, or get Daenerys, or him and Varys have their own agenda to get Daenerys to Westeros, to fuck all this up, to make it all a big bloody mess, so they can just say, Daenerys, skip this shit. Let's go to Westeros.
Well, I think Tyrion would love to see them go to Westeros, but I think ultimately Tyrion's goal right now is for those four people in that room, Grey Worm, Missandei, himself, Varys, even Daario and Jorah, when they get back, to not lose their fucking heads. Because without Dany there, without Dany the queen holding everybody together and in this tenuous situation together, people start to well, why should this little fucking dwarf be in charge? Why should that eunuch be in charge? Why should that ex-slave be in charge? We're the ex-slaves that know what's going on. We're gonna say what's going on, and there's no Dany here to stop us. So they start rising up and start to feel themselves because they don't like what's going on. And the masters are doing it, and the harpies are doing it, whatever. So, basically Tyrion needs to make sure they all don't die and they don't lose control. So whatever it takes to get peace for now until Dany gets her ass back here.
Jumping in the Discord group. I love this show outside of Ramsey's grandstanding, says Corey. Every time Ramsey's on screen, I smile. Oh, Ramsey. Oh, that's great. Grey Worm and Missandei just kind of need to go away. Tyrion basically called about last year for being boring as fuck, says Corey. And thank you for all the love in the Discord group. I appreciate that right now. Trying to get back into the other chat, but oh my goodness, everything's free. Awesome stuff. Missandei's looking fine as ass. If Tormund conquers, he'll truly be able to right when they walked in, right at that moment he walked in, Tormund saw Brienne the Beauty, and he was.
I can see Tormund decked out in some emeralds, some sapphires. What is it? The Sapphire Isles. Where's she from?
Yeah, Sapphire Isles. Beautiful stuff. That's you could just see how puppy dog beautiful he was for her. Oh my gosh, she looks so wonderful. Oh, we got Ramsey is hot.
Intense. I don't know.
Tell him, Steve Dave. Osha, good try. Good try.
See how well I'm eating this bone out, baby? See how well I'm eating this?
Anybody think that Dany's going to be pissed at what Tyrion did? Yes, I think Daenerys is going to be really pissed. Let's ask our guest that just popped in here, Carmine. Do you think that Daenerys is going to be pissed off at the scheming that Tyrion did tonight?
Yo, I just saw the episode. Holy shit, that was fucking good. What the fuck happened while I was away? I came in late. Like, I just finished the episode just now. What the fuck happened?
What the fuck just happened, dude?
What the fuck? How did they kill Osha? Like, she just came back. What the? Oh my god!
Very upsetting.
Someone in the comments suggested this to me because last week I said, oh, it's got to be a conspiracy of some sort because they kept Osha alive. The Umbers hate someone said in the comments, they said, don't be an idiot. Osha was a somewhat main character, so they just want to bring her back to kill her because they can't.
Oh yeah.
They killed her. They brought her back just so Ramsay could stab her. Oh, it was horrible.
In such a assassination attempt on her part. That's what I didn't like about it.
She got something done in the end, kind of, but people were saying it's a conspiracy. It's not really like, they didn't really kill Shaggy Dog. You really think these fucking people are that smart at writing the show? Come on, let's go. You're giving them too much fucking credit. Stop it.
In the sense, I think more than that necessarily. I think I was just in denial. I was in denial that I didn't want it to be true, Carmine. I begged for it not to be true.
And for that matter, like what if it wasn't true, then what you say stands to be absolutely true, and you can't give them that much credit because they couldn't even get the fucking dead direwolf head to look right. They couldn't even write a good prompt into the fucking script, so.
Fair enough. They probably just reused the prop from that was tied up on Rob's star. But yeah, what an episode! What we're talking about at the beginning is I want to get your take on this, Carmine. I guess I was wrong in thinking that Daenerys not burning was a one-time thing. I guess she's just fireproof.
Well, trust me, this has been a fucking discussion in my comment section for the past 2 to 3 years. George R. Martin said, I believe he said that her not being burnt was a one-time thing that had to do with like magic and like the moons aligning and like someone did a backflip through a volcano. Like it's a special occasion. But I guess the show is doing that thing where she has a rare genetic trait among Targaryens where she can't be burned because her brother was burned, but she can't be burned. So it's something that I guess she is capable of resisting.
Yeah, it's interesting that they went there. I think that they wanted to make sure we knew that. They cleared that up because that was something that was all up in the air. And again, not being what is better, what is worse, I wonder if that's something that's going to be different from book to show.
Well, I gotta say, I'm more surprised that she actually got naked this time. Was that her real titties or that CGI like last time with Cersei?
It's funny you mentioned that. That was a big debate in the chat at the early part of the show. I say it was she Cersei'd it. But I'll have to rewatch and do some comparison. I'm gonna trust the
rewatch and do comparison.
I'm gonna trust the geniuses on Reddit and stuff to figure this out in the next 24 hours.
I gotta point out this too, that when the first time she walks out of a fire, Khal Drogo is getting burned alive, right?
No,
yes.
It was his funeral pyre.
But was he dead? She suffocated him. But okay, so it was his
Mary
funeral
Mastor. Mary Mastor.
But the witch was alive in that fire.
Yes.
Right? The witch was alive in that fire. Also in this house.
Oh, I know where you're going with this, Joe. You're saying that she got power from
dead people burning alive in that fucking house.
Interesting. That's an interesting perspective. So you're saying she got powered up maybe by the
life for a life kind of thing, right? But well, there's one thing about so the hot iron doesn't burn my hands, or the hot eggs don't burn my hands, or the hot water doesn't burn my skin, but like walking through fire and like sitting around in an inferno like that is something different. And both times that we've seen her survive that, life has been paid for her to walk out alive. Once was the witch, and this other time was all these fucking Khals and whatever servants were in that fucking building.
Superpower. Carmine, we have a question from you for the chat. Hey, Red Team, what are your thoughts on people saying Sansa and Jon are gonna hook up?
Oh.
No, they're not Lannisters. Wait. Let me ask you guys a question, and I gotta ask Joe this question because Joe apparently knows more than I do. Joe has stumped me before. Joe, has Sansa and Jon Snow ever interacted in season 1? Did we ever see them do that?
I believe we did see a snooty reaction at least once in season 1, and I do know that I want to say yes. I want to say there was at least one interaction between them at the castle.
I gotta go back and watch it. I don't remember.
I think Joe, I think it's the scene where is it the scene where they're all outside and they're laughing? I don't think they actually talk. I think Sansa like gives him a snooty look and walks off with Catelyn in a scene or something.
Says something to him. Like I think she says something snotty to him because I remember the first thing I said when
I'm jumping in the chat, just not meaning to correct because everyone in the chat's going crazy. Never, no, never.
I know that
I feel like there was.
I feel like there really was too. If not in the show, then maybe in the books that I'm missing. Because as soon as that's
what Vince said. Sansa hating Jon is only in the books.
The first thing out of my mouth was, "Oh, she was a wicked douchebag to him." Like this hug, and then the first thing out of her mouth was, "I'm sorry, I was a wicked douchebag to you."
Yeah.
So like maybe it wasn't in the show, but I definitely remembered there being like her being very much like treating him not to the degree Catelyn treated him, but very much, you're not one of us boys.
Yeah, he just basically didn't exist.
One of us Stark
like
kids.
That.
Yeah, because I really don't remember that in season 1. I also don't remember Theon talking to her in season 1 either. Like Sansa was just strictly like put away and shut off from everybody.
Yeah, she was just basically doing her studies and occasionally having scenes with Arya or Catelyn. I don't think she had many scenes with anybody else. I remember her having a scene with Robb for a second, and maybe a scene with Bran, but not really that much. She was separated a lot. I just want to jump in the chat here. Timo says, I can't believe I actually had major feels and a tear or two with the Jon and Sansa. I swore a reunion I wouldn't do anything, and I cried like a little baby. Little baby.
I had waterworks.
And so does Sam. Stark reunion made me cry. Amy says, Stark reunion I've been waiting for. It was like fan service. It was almost like that moment they play the music, they hug. It's a real big emotional moment. I also love in that scene we were starting to talk about that Tormund loving and being obsessed with Brienne, which makes a lot of fucking sense. So let's open up the phone lines and take some phone calls. I'm gonna say your area code when I get you on the air, so hopefully this will work, no problem. So here we go with our first caller of the evening, area code 202. You're on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, SM?
Hey, what's up? Carmen never really answered the question you asked him when he.
Oh, I think we lost.
It was about Dany being mad at Tyrion or whatever, and
okay.
For Dany's sake, he better not go against what Tyrion has done. Dany is not that wise of a ruler. She's good at taking power. She's not good at actually being in charge and running shit. Because the last time she ran shit, basically it was all about to implode on her before she left.
Yep. And the question I wanted to ask, or they asked you as you were coming in, Carmen, is do you think that Daenerys is going to be as pissed off or against the things that Tyrion's doing as Missandei and Grey Worm seem to be?
I don't even think she'll have a chance to be pissed off. I predicted this a while ago. I think Dany's going to take the 100,000 men strong Khalasar. The other slavers are going to attack Meereen, and she's just going to lead them in to save him. I don't really think she's going to have enough time to be angry. Plus, I still think the season finale, Daario is going to turn traitor and reveal that he's really the Harpy and all that.
He did look extra surprised when he saw her actually have magic abilities or any sort of power, and he did get an interesting reaction to his face. And I also
the way he talks about her.
And I also think it's important that the masters, when Tyrion's pushing them with the question, okay, stop funding the Sons of the Harpy, that they say, I know they lie anyways, but they very quickly said, we don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know. I don't necessarily trust those guys, but I kind of always thought the same thing as you, Carmine. I just don't trust Daario, and I think he might be up to some hinky bullshit. So next phone call is area code 626. 626, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Phil? How you doing, man?
How's it going? What's going on tonight?
Just wanted to kind of get your opinion on Dany getting the Dothraki to bend the knee without her dragons, and also wanted to get your opinion on slavery with the Dothraki and how, if that's a major issue for Dany, how is she going to resolve slavery and ruling the Dothraki and getting rid of slavery, will that be what drives her down the evil side if she does become evil?
Interesting.
She just got rid of slavery with the Dothraki. She killed all the Dothraki leaders.
Yeah,
she's now the leader. No more slavery.
Slavery the way she did before. I rule, and there's no slavery.
Right, done.
Follow me. Listen to me. You know, how do I feel?
There are warriors and freed slaves. Like, come on, done.
Ladies.
all your kings or Khalasar are Khals are dead. What are you gonna do now? No more slaves.
Now, into the other half of that question, Carmine, what do you think of how she took over tonight? Did you think? I had thought personally, I'm wrong in the sense that I thought it was going to be the dragon showing up that got all the Dothrakis to go to her side. I'll preface this by saying I really like how that was an actual smart plan by Daenerys there.
I loved it.
But Carmine, what'd you think of the whole Daenerys section of the episode?
I thought that. I like the way she went about it. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the way she went about it. It proves that she doesn't really need the dragons to just, take charge and show how much of a badass she is. She can use her own intelligence, and she knows her own abilities. We haven't seen her, be immune to fire for quite some time, and I guess they were trying to fake the audience out with that. Like, remember, she knows how to do that. Remember that? So I do like that she came back later on and did that on her own without the help of the dragons. So.
Yeah. And I also like how it showed again her outsmarting somebody in the sense, not outsmart, having a plan and going into it. Like when she was going to sell Drogon in season 3, and she ends up turning it on the guy, and she knows how to set people up, play dumb in the right circumstances, and put herself in a position and take advantage of that situation. I, again, will say, I think she really, really enjoyed watching people burn and got off on it. And fucking Mad Queen Dany. Everyone go, is Cersei going to burn everyone down? No, Dany's going to fucking burn everyone down.
Well, here's the point. What difference does it make how you kill these guys? You got to kill these guys, right?
Well, you can make it fun and entertaining.
On that was
good.
You can kill these guys, Joe, and then you can kill these guys. Yeah,
right.
Make your fucking point. Go.
She gave him a chance. She gave them all a chance. She said, "Hey, we can work this out." She kind of did, right?
She kills him like Palpatine. Unlimited power.
Jesus Christ.
She's getting all into it and shit. So we've talked this far, and I do want to immediately get your reaction to this, Carmine, because you talked a lot about this. We got the fucking bastard letter tonight. We got the bastard letter to Jon Snow.
So that should have been delivered as a singing telegram. Come and see.
So
seriously, it really should.
I guess the question here, or to throw you off at a point, were you disappointed in Jon Snow's reaction reading the letter?
Not exactly with how things turned out in the books. I expected him to react that way. Keep in mind that a part of Jon is he's just a defeated motherfucker. Like, he just doesn't want to do it anymore, and it takes Sansa to try to get him back into it. So no, I expected his reaction to be that.
Yeah, I agree, and I like that they used Sansa in that way in this episode. It was good to see her used in this very. I just like how she's been used this whole season, and I like how and it makes a lot of sense. At times people have been hard on her arc. I maybe have been, especially in the early half of the show. But I do really like this change in her, and it makes sense considering as fucked up as what Joffrey did to her. It was a lot of surface stuff around her. He didn't physically actually, except for having other people slap her around. Then Ramsay completely tormenting her in another way to drive her just to snap her brain. In the midst of all that, she has the Littlefinger training in there. So it makes sense that her brain she would do the Sly Stallone, turn the hat around and and go over the top here. So let's take another call. This is from area code 111. 111. Welcome to the show.
111.
Can you hear me, Carla? I'm going to put you on. Yeah, I'm going to put you on hold and take another call. 11, I'll keep you there. Area code 334. What's going on?
Phil, Katie, Carmine, Joe.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I don't know if you can hear me. There's a bit of a delay in the
Yes, we can. Yeah, there's about you'll get a delay from hearing our reaction, but yeah, we can hear you. Go for it.
All right. I just wanted to say that I felt like every scene in this episode, it began feeling like there was no hope for just the scene in general, but also for the characters, and particularly the Dany scenes. I've been feeling so bad about Dany for the past, 3 episodes, and this one made me go, God damn it, Dany. God damn it, Dany. You always come out. You always show up when it comes up. You always show out. Go you, Dany. I was finally back on the Dany train. I felt like she finally was back to the character we had gotten to know and love in season 2. Well, season 1.
At least that we got to know.
I just felt like it finally had all paid off.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I can't argue with you on that one. Great call. I really did like the Daenerys stuff tonight.
I'd like to see some new tricks.
I want dragons.
Joe's unimpressed, but
we've seen her sit in the fucking fire before. And the same fucking thing happened. She walks out, look at my titties, and everybody fucking bowed. And Jorah's the last one on his knees after walking through the crowd a little bit.
Not Daario.
This time Daario's with them with the fucking drop jaw. Come on, we've seen this shit. We saw this shit. What was it? Season 2, 1, 2. Well, come on, give us something else. We saw that. We saw the dragon come down. I got to admit, I was impressed and I liked it. But
let's jump in the chat, Joe, because you have a lot of supporters right now. Boo, Dany, 2OP. I agree with Joe. 100% agree, Joe. So boring. Enjoy the titties, though. Oh, no, Joe Rand's coming. It came the Resurrection Tour. Yup. One dragon is free. The other 2 are under a pyramid. Who wouldn't bow to those titties, Joe? Bow to the titties.
I got to bow to those titties, Joe. I got to bow.
Joe, wake up and smell the winter roses. LOL, Joe. The High Sparrow had a good speech. Oh, that's a surprise. He never has good speeches in episodes. The Emilia Clarke should do Game of Thrones themed porno, or at least her body double should. Daario was praying. Did anyone notice? Varys equals 100% harpy, says Adam. Dakota, all the women in the show are showing power. That Varys thing, at first I was like, but that's making a lot of sense now.
No.
You don't think so, Katie? It's making a lot of sense simply because the show has gone, especially in the last episode. A couple of other people pointed this out, and I can't take full credit for this, but that they're playing Varys very good right now, showing you all the good sides, making sure they show you children in the last episode with their tongues not cut out, and everything he's doing seems to be, he's the good little thing. Varys does some pretty fucked up shit, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're heading for a big shock with him, that he's playing his, he's obviously is, but that he's playing his own game. And to go what I was saying earlier, maybe Tyrion's not on this agenda, but I'm all aboard that Varys doesn't give 2 shits what happens here. He wants Daenerys back in Westeros, and he doesn't care what he burns down or fucks with to make that happen. His goal is a Targaryen back on that throne, and that's what he wants, and he'll do anything to get there.
But what I'm still wondering is, I don't understand why Varys is so invested in Westeros.
That's yet to be explained. We still don't know that at all. All we know is that he used to be in the Free Cities. I think it was, I forgot where it was. And his best buddy is that guy in Pentos. But we don't even know why and how he even got to that point. Yeah. How he even got to the Small Council.
Yeah, we don't know a lot of stuff about him. It's covered in mystery, and that's what makes him to me such an interesting character. I know Carmine used to say a lot how Littlefinger and Varys are 2 of your favorite characters. Same here, and I think Joe and Katie as well. Yeah. They're just such interesting characters, and the fact that they don't have point of view chapters in the books makes them even more mysterious. It adds to the mystique of them, and adds to how excellently these actors add backstory to themselves on the show, and that's why I really like them so much in the show, because we get to, in those extra scenes that we get added between them and watching the chess game between the 2 of them is really a lot more interesting to me than watching Magneto and Professor X play the same old fucking bullshit game over and over again. I just really, I don't know why I'm doing that. Dany Gone Wild. Woo, watch Dany travel the land of Slaver's Bay. Spring break. Woohoo! Have a good night, everybody. John, where are you going? To the beach. Winterfell kind of sucks. Oh my, funny shit's going on right there.
It makes sense you don't show Dany's tits all the time, so that way it's a little bit more impactful when you see them.
Bam! Dany's tits.
Makes you want to kneel down too.
So let's take a couple more calls before we get into the show. Let's take a couple more calls before we get into the recap here. So this is from area code 917. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me, caller? Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold. Get back to you. Area code 816. You're on the air.
Hey, yeah, this is. Oh, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I just had a comment. John, yeah, I understood his feeling because he died doing the right things. So we didn't want to go into that same fire again.
Yeah, no.
And also, Daenerys. Oh, go ahead.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Oh yeah, and Daenerys, she's one arrogant motherfucker. She not like. I'm wondering, did she not expect the debris to fall on her? I feel like that would be
true.
So, I'll hang up and I'll listen to you guys.
Oh, awesome. And it makes sense. When Carmine said it, it makes a lot of sense, and you just said it too. John's been through a lot. He died doing the right thing. It makes sense that he's a little
come on.
tired now. And Danny, yeah, she is an arrogant motherfucker. What do you guys think about that?
Anybody with that many titles, of course, they're an arrogant motherfucker.
She is entitled.
Entitles is more like it.
Now that he mentions it, the debris really didn't fall on her.
That was one of those things.
The roof didn't collapse and crush her.
No, and
listen. When the roof is on fire, it never crushes the MC. It crushes the audience, yo.
Okay, that totally explains it.
But John has post-traumatic stress disorder. Give the guy a break. It's been a tough day, says someone in the chat.
Dude, like,
that actually makes a lot of sense, him having PTSD. It really does.
It really does. And especially because this show, yeah, it's fantasy dragons. Everything is up in the air. You can go. I hate when people make this argument. Well, in real life, because I'd say in real life, if someone went through that, they would definitely have post-traumatic stress. It's not real life, Phil. It's game. I know it's not real life, but if you want to play real thoughts, you have to. The whole acting shit is what if I was really in this situation, and really being in that situation for Jon Snow, he would. It makes a lot of sense that he would.
That shit's pretty extreme. People have PTSD without all of that supernatural, scary fucking shit. So
he just went to Katie. You're right. He just went to Hardhome. He just saw that. He just saw everything about that, and then he comes home and gets fucking stabbed, and then he fucking next thing he knows, he wakes up to Davos's ugly mug yelling over him, and then Melisandre coming, can I suck your dick? Can I suck your dick? You're Azor Ahai. You're Azor Ahai.
Don't forget about having to kill it. Fight his wife and like hold her dead body. Don't forget about having to give up his life to go give up his life to Mance Rayder.
You're going back too far. I'm just saying in the last 24 hours.
Well, like take the last like 6 months, like since he left Winterfell, like he was gonna go on a suicide mission to kill Mance Rayder. He went on that suicide mission to go vengeance up at Craster's Keep. Like he's just like, he is done. Like, this dude's life has been fucking miserable since.
Vince says, Vince in the chat says, a talking crow is telling me this show is realistic. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, people. Let's take a couple more calls here. Area code, we got a bunch of calls tonight. Area code 315. Welcome to the show.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Hey, Kelsey, what's going on, buddy?
You can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. I just wanted to add that the shows, it looks like the past 4 episodes in this season have been really trying to please the fans. So I'm just wondering what you guys think will happen next that's gonna piss us off again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Carmine for this question. Carmine, what's the next thing that's gonna piss the Game of Thrones community off that the show's gonna do?
The next thing oh god, that's really hard to explain because the Thrones community is very like divided. I mean, yesterday I uploaded a video about how fucking Sam and Gilly suck cock, and people were just getting on my case with that one. That one's a divided video. Holy shit. What can they do next?
Who cares if that's their own choice to suck cock, you know? And who doesn't like their cock sucked?
I guess I'm more pointed question, Carmine. Are they going to screw up the Greyjoys again? Are they going to screw up the Kingsmoot?
The only way they could actually screw it up is if they have to try really fucking hard. And the only way I can see them really fucking up the Greyjoys would be to not give them enough screen time. And we haven't seen the Greyjoys since episode 2. And I'm glad we saw them this week, and we're seeing them next week if you saw the preview. Yes, so far so good. But I think the only thing they can do to piss off people would be to kill Rickon. I mean, you don't have Rickon for like 2 years, and you bring the kid back just to kill him? I mean, that's kind of fucking...
People in the chat are saying that too. Rickon's death, complaining idiots. You got to come up with something better. Sam and Gilly are both good characters, but the show does their storylines bad, says Bob Steve. Thank you, Steve Dave. I can hear you, caller. We haven't seen urine enough, says someone in the chat. They might kill Rickon to piss off everyone, says the chat. Wow, why do people say they are pleasing the fans? They kill Osha. They kill a dire wolf. They didn't show the inside of the tower. What fan service? What the fuck did I miss, says Timo.
Well, because Osha's not that important anymore. I mean, she did what she had to do, and that's about it. I mean, what else could her character be doing? She can't really do much.
Corey has a good point for
the only other thing that she would have been doing was try to kill Ramsay,
Super
which
ninja
was
assassin shit.
awfully done.
Why did you look? You don't just look at the knife. You grab, you stab, you ask questions later. Corey said in the chat, they probably... Oh, this is what they can do to piss off the fans. They'll probably have the Sand Snakes walk in next week and kill the Greyjoys.
Oh, I had forgotten about the Sand Snakes.
Amy's with me, sitting in a corner somewhere, shaking in the corner. Shaggy Dog's not dead. Shaggy Dog is not dead.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Oh, he's so fucking dead. Okay, area code 917. I'll try you again.
With me, sitting in a corner somewhere, shaking in the corner.
Welcome to the show, caller. Turn your radio down. Hello.
Radio.
Okay, you're on mute again. Sorry. One more time. 917. We'll get back to you in a second. I'm gonna do that radio show guy. When you're on the call, turn your radio down. Area code 985. What's up? Hello.
Hello, guys. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing awesome. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing great. It was a really good episode. Kind of a question. I guess we call it. First thing is about Ramsay, you know, the old 10-inch knife to the neck. I don't know if this is just me. This might just be me, but just the way Ramsay's been going this season, I can't help but feel like it's like the whole Maren Trant thing. You know, first they make him he's an asshole, and then he's a child beating asshole, and now he's a child raping asshole, and that's what Ramsay kind of is getting now. He's just a murdering asshole. That's all he does. He slays people, he murders people, and
now,
there's no redeeming quality.
This guy more than you hate Joffrey or whoever.
Now, good question. Wait 1 second. I'll let you get the other point out too. Joe, Katie, what do you think about this? Have they made Ramsay too? And then I want to get what Carmine thinks about this as well. Have they made Ramsay too evil? Evil?
No. I think he's just pure evil, and that's how he should be.
Evil's evil.
That's the spot he fills in the show, and he does it beautifully.
You think he does it beautifully?
No, he's that sociopathic serial killer down the street from you that just happens to have a position of power right now.
Interesting.
He's a very interesting character.
Now, Carmine, what do you think? Do you like how they've portrayed Ramsay on the show, or do you think he's a little too over the top at times?
Oh, he's not over the top at all. I gotta agree with Katie and Joe. He's fucking perfect. He is the Joker of Game of Thrones, the actual Joker, and he does it beautifully. They got a great actor to do it. I find it weird how he auditioned for the role of Jon Snow. I can't see him as Jon Snow. Yeah. I can only see this motherfucker as Ramsay Snow.
Yeah, someone was.
Hopefully that won't follow him throughout his career.
Someone was saying in the two things. One, I heard he just came out with an album this week. I haven't heard it yet. And the other thing I heard is that he was very, very close. Someone was saying this in the Discord group earlier this week. I guess he was very, very close to getting the part of Jon Snow too. It wasn't that he just auditioned. It was he was in very highly considered for the part. There was one other part that he might have become too. Someone else said it in the chat. I'll have to look back, but it's very interesting. And then ultimately he ends up becoming Ramsay. Caller, did you have another question?
Yeah. Obviously, we got Littlefinger this episode.
Yeah,
I'm happy to see him back, but it begs the question of obviously he's dead. He told Lord Royce to gather the Knights of the Vale, and they're gonna, assuming, march north to help Jon Snow and help Sansa. But what is he going to do after? Because obviously you can assume that they're going to win in this, but Littlefinger, he's always playing his own game. That's kind of the staple of his character. He's always playing his own game. So what does he do after they beat the Boltons? He's probably going to have the bigger force at the end of this. He's going to have.
Now,
do you think he'll risk, taking over because that's what he told Cersei he was going to do, or is he going to try and play the long game with Jon Snow?
Interesting. Good question. And I'm going to bring this one to Carmine because I know Littlefinger's your favorite character. We've been waiting for him. What do you think? And I know a lot of this is just speculation. And what do you think Littlefinger's plan is here?
Well, his plan the entire time since Season 1 was to basically have Lysa not enter the fray, not enter the War of Five Kings. He wanted the Knights of the Vale fresh, just in case. So they can, come in and take out everybody. He's probably going to wait till the Battle of the North is done and then sweep in and kill whoever and take Winterfell. I mean, he'll probably do it by force if necessary and install Sansa as his puppet. I believe that was his plan all along. He wants the throne, or he wants to be the puppet master behind the throne.
Do you think he's going to work with Jon's wildling army and the Knights of the Vale will team up with them, or do you think he's going to wait till that battle, the Bastard, is over and then clean up the mess?
Well, in the next episode preview, we see him with... Oh, by the way, I'm going to get off after this because I got to get the hell out. But we see him in the next episode preview teaser that he does meet up with Sansa again. So he's probably going to, scout out the situation, see if she still likes him or not. She probably doesn't. And see what he can do, see what's advantageous to him. But the one thing I really don't hope is that he dies. Oh my God, I don't want him to go down the stairs and slip or some shit like that. Because knowing these asshole showrunners, they'll do that shit.
Slips on some ice.
Have him fight a lion or something, like they did with Trystane. Like how stupid that was.
Sam slips in a room somewhere and falls into a White Walker and knocks him on the ground, and he's like,
"Fuck!" I hope they don't fucking do that shit. I think he's just gonna scat out the area. We saw in the episode teaser for 5. See what's going on. See how Sansa feels about it. See what he can do. And he probably just might not even help them until the end. I hope he stays alive until next season because I really want to see what he does.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see. I have a feeling he will, though. I know a lot of people. I hate this the end game thing. I feel like Littlefinger is going to be there till the bitter end. I don't know that I'd be surprised if he died. I think him and Varys need to meet again somewhere.
He and Varys need to meet again. If he has to die, I really want it to be by Varys. Varys,
dude, we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, like Varys' line should be when he kills him to say, "You're right, my friend. Chaos is a ladder, and you've just fallen off it." And then just shoot him with a crossbow. Something like that would be fucking epic.
What if Varys and Peter are what if they're the same team?
That's
and
also
all
possible.
those little exchanges are just two friends being bitches to each other. Yeah, just being bitches to each other.
Being cunts to each other is possible. But I gotta go, y'all. I'll see you guys later on, maybe next week. And you guys have a good night, all right?
Awesome, Carmine. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us. So as Carmine leaves our opening thoughts segment, we'll get into our recap! Motherfucker! Huge thank you to Carmine from Red Team Review for joining us, and so awesome of him to pop in and out this season. He will be back maybe next week, but definitely again before the end of the season. And also Carmine upcoming soon. Me and Carmine are going to do a one-on-one podcast coming up, maybe one of the feedback shows coming up too, so look out for that as well. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and again, huge thanks to Carmine for all the support he gives us. And so now let's get into our recap of the episode. We'll get back into the calls as we go and obviously touch on a couple of things. Have a good night, everybody.
We got time.
Oh yes, you were right, Ian. I love it when Carmine gets behind me and pops in and out. I mean, when he pops in and out on the chat. I so dig it. KLC, I think I just called another caller you, KLC. If you're listening to this later, the caller sounded kind of like you, and I'm like, hey, KLC. Yeah. The caller's like, who the fuck are you calling me, you fucking asshole? I'm not KLC. So I'm pissing a lot of people out there. But everybody in the chat says, see you, Carmine. Have a good night, everybody. jumping in the Discord group. And as you guys can see the calls, we're going to get back to the calls in a second. Thank you, everyone that's been on hold for a long time. We will try to get to your calls as quickly as we can. Stay on hold. We'll absolutely get to you guys. So here we go. Back to farting. Shut the fuck up, Joe. Please play that, Phil. Not because of Joe, just because I love that fucking soundbite. Do it. Okay, let's take one call here. What's going on, caller? How are you? You're on the air. 111. What's going on, 11?
11.
Can you hear me, 11? Okay. 1 calling you 1. Yes. What's going on? Okay, they hung up. Someone's like, take the call so we can hang up on you. Oh, what a butthead. John's a butthead. 1-1. John smells good when he's horny. Whoa, Carbide loves the. Oh, what's that? You get these 1-1 calls every week. I know, and I never should pick them up. Phil, oh, you are there. Hey, how's it going, Kelsey? I know you are, but I ended up calling some other caller you. So I do want to take one other quick call here. Let's take this call right here before we get into a recap. Welcome, area code. I get excited for the calls. What can I say? Area code 617. Welcome, area code 617.
That's familiar.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it going, fellow Massholian?
I actually don't live there, but go Pats. I actually was just gonna say that John seems to have lost a little bit of his courage. I know you guys are saying it's PTSD, but I really think that he's lost his a little bit of his courage since coming back from the dead. And also, fuck Littlefinger.
Do you know what John needs? Just to go on your point there, do you know what John needs to go visit the magical wizard of Westeros or something? He's like, I need a hot. I need a hot. Great call, my friend.
The Wizard of Oz. Yep.
And I see a couple people that have been on hold so long. It's so hard to just leave them here. Let's get area code.
Well, what is it? What's the line about courage? It's you don't get the courage until after you do the thing you're scared of doing.
That doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard before, Joe. But
Three Kings or something.
Oh,
yeah, Clooney and Three Kings.
Yeah, not an exceptionally quotable movie, but area code 781. You're on the air, 781. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Now you are a fellow Massolian and Mr. JCR. What's going on, buddy?
That's right. Hey, first of all, I want to say happy birthday to you.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you about that. Thank you. Were you the little elf? Yeah, were you the elf that sent a huge thank you for your little gift that you left on my door. You're a very sweet little elf. Thank you, buddy.
All right. First thing about Game of Thrones, I think that the funniest thing, not the funniest thing, I'm sorry. My favorite part of the episode was the Brienne of Tarth and Melisandre conversation.
Yes.
Where they were talking about Stannis Baratheon, and she's like, well, I did that. And like the final words were like, oh yeah, I found out about that. Yeah, before I executed Stannis.
Yes.
Melisandre's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm peacing. I'm out of here. I'm peacing out of here. Oh my God. Yeah, how righteous is it to say, I cut your friend's fucking throat? It was amazing. I climaxed 3 times. I just don't want Mel to die. Says I get Brienne's
Amazon climax.
Oh, it was a great moment. Great moment, John. Great. You got any? What were some of your other favorite moments of this episode, buddy?
I would have to say the titties. The titties were nice. If that was a body double, I was literally, when I saw the fire, I'm like, yes. We're gonna see. We haven't seen this since the end of season 1, or pretty much the majority of season 1. And I was actually her, but now that's probably a body double since she's like a big star now. But it was pretty cool to see that, because she just had this shit-eating grin on her. She's like, you ain't gonna touch me. She's like, so satisfying. It's like flames, and just burning all those Dothrakis. And then she just walks out, and everybody's like, fuck.
Yeah, it was her.
We're bowing. It is pretty cool that she has a new army again, another Dothraki army.
Someone in the chat said, I was thinking her hair might actually burn this time. Nope. And so it's officially dead, Stannis. So it's officially dead. So it's officially Stannis is dead. Yeah. Yes. Where Brienne's like, I killed your fucking Stannis. How you like that, bitch? Who wants to fuck with me? I'm gonna kill you too, Melisandre. Remember, I know you birthed that shadow baby, motherfucker. But John, huge thank you for that. We got to go on an adventure this week.
Excellent. All right, man. All right, guys. Joe, and Katie, and I just everyone. I'm sorry, I forget your name. The other co-host,
Carmine,
I do apologize.
But he's already gone.
Great job. You guys are just amazing. You guys are like a local radio show, or like the local sports shows that are here in Boston. It'd be like 617. Or like, oh, I'm gonna put you on hold. All right. Because dude, you're so busy. You're taking so many calls, and you're also doing the recap. You guys are doing everything. You guys are amazing.
Well, I will give you. Well, I will give you your $20 for saying that tomorrow, and I thank you, my friend. Love you, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
It's all him. I just sit here and mouth off.
Rant.
Oh, someone oh my God, we haven't seen Danny's boobs in 2 seasons. The world is ending. Rah, blah, blah, blah. We kind of knew Stannis was dead. I'm glad he's dead. I'm sorry, we're in the Discord group right now.
What do you think about it? Did it seem like she was directing that fire in the house, in the temple?
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
think
I think she was saving the last guy for.
I agree, Joe. She seemed to have some sort of control off that. What's this about? I just see some mushroom talk in the chat. Phil, I know you got mushrooms for your birthday. I only can wish. I love a good shiitake. I love a good shiitake mushroom. And taking a trip to go pick those up at the store. That's such a great trip. Okay, so let's get into the recap. The episode opens up with John's sword that's somewhere in Joe's house right now, and Ed's holding it in his hand, and John and him go back and forth. And I thought this was very good that we got this, because I've been wanting this scene for, what is it, like 5 episodes now, or no, 4 because Hard Home was in episode 8. So to hear Ed and John actually talk about what happened at Hard Home. I was there with you, John. We saw that shit. You know what's coming here, and you're leaving me.
Fucking you abandon us.
Dude.
Nah, you bitch.
Joe, I'd be so pissed at you, even if you came back from the dead. If you were just like, dude, I'm out of here. Dude, you're leaving me in charge for these White Walkers. Fuck you.
Sorry.
Fuck you.
Yeah, what's a Snow to do? Jesus.
Phil, Tormund has daughters. Wouldn't it be cool if he and Brienne talk about the whole father-daughter thing? Pete's live music, great stuff.
It's like this. If I go south and save Winterfell with you, Sansa, we will all die shortly after. One thing at a time. Like, Wall comes first, I think, right? And then maybe that will all go down by the time Ramsay's army gets up there, and it'll convert them to fighting the evil forces.
I don't know.
Sorry, got lost in the chat for a second here. She must have called.
In there.
It is a jungle. Awesome. I cannot say enough amazing things about you guys in the live chat right now, and you guys in the Discord spoilers group. If I'm not getting to every single comment, you can always leave a voicemail at 781-990-8509, or text, or send me a message about that so we can get to in one of our feedback shows that we're going to do. But huge thank you to everybody. Phil, don't you think the Greyjoys attack Ramsay from the south and John Crew hit him from the north? Mance Raider, move cycle. That'd be awesome. Leslie from Chicago. Daenerys finally grows a pair that got lost in season 3, and Joe gets more than just a side boob in this episode. Cersei should take note of Daenerys's book. Dany doesn't need a one-handed man and an old fuck to plan anything. Ramsay, eat my shit. North remembers. Do you think Littlefinger had any idea that Ramsay was a sick son of a bitch? At this point, having heard him say that, everything he did in this episode, yes, I think so. Did you like the pink letter? Targaryens can be burned. Summerhill. And that's what Carmine was saying. She has the rare genetic case of some Targaryens that can't. Poor Rick, and rest in peace, Osha and Shaggy Dog. Ramsay's my favorite, but killing all my favorite side characters, says Mikel. Oh, we got a voicemail here.
There should be no doubt, zero doubt, that Peter Baelish didn't know who Ramsay was. Ramsay didn't just like show up. Ramsay has been Rose's little hunting dog, gopher,
You were gonna say Pitbull, but you were afraid to offend me, right?
No, I wasn't, because Pitbulls are cute. Like, it's just like his like he's like his little, like,
Attack
I need
dog.
someone hurt, or
Yes.
yeah, attack dog. There you go. I need someone hurt. I need someone taken care of. I need someone disappeared. He's always sent out Ramsay. The rumors of Ramsay or the stories of Ramsay have been going around for years. This kid isn't just like new on the fucking scene. So there's no doubt that Peter didn't know who Ramsay was to begin with.
Well,
Everybody
and, like,
knows who is,
men.
and
Come
right, and the
on.
banners of the house to begin with has
They
been around for a
advertise
long
their
time.
psychopathy.
So there's no doubt, there's zero doubt that Peter didn't know what he was doing.
Katie,
with Sansa in the first place.
Katie. I have to stop the podcast for a second. Katie, stop classing up the joint with big words.
And my question
I'm
is,
kidding.
is this guy that's in the Vale, right? What's
Royce.
his name? Royce.
Ward Royce.
He's got like Peter Baelish just fucking showed up. None of these men around him and Little Lord are his fucking men. He doesn't have men of his. Where the fuck are his men? He hasn't been like setting the stage to get rid of fucking Peter since the moment he left.
In a sense,
what the fuck?
We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to it, Joe. But I have a theory on that. Just the sense that I will get to that later. Okay. So Ed says, I was at Hardhome. You know what's right. How could you leave? John says, I did it all for the nookie. And Ed says, it didn't work out for you. You didn't eat the cookie. All right. John says, no, I'm done. They tried to kill me and I'm getting the fuck out of here. So right when he gets out of there, I think what some people thought might happen, I said it in hopes, not in prediction, like I know this is going to happen, more in I would be awesome if this does happen. They don't waste time. This is when there's no fucking reach around shit going on, no weird blue ball situation going here where they just happen to miss each other. They actually have Sansa, Pod, and Brienne show up at the fucking wall while Jon's still there. Tormund immediately looks at Brienne like she's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen in his life.
Oh yeah.
Sansa
Well, everybody kind of looks at her like, what the fuck just rode in? Huddy, what? And a pod? Like, like, what the fuck just rode in? Like, that was, that's not many people have seen a woman like this. And then not many people have seen a woman like this in armor riding a horse leading this pack,
They're a motley crew.
To a stronghold of Rapers and thieves and muggers.
Murderers and
thieves and muggers.
Oh God.
And
just to let everybody know in the Discord group, just in case I miss any of your comments, if you guys want to private message me if you have a specific question, just so I can see the notification up on the left. Like if you guys have a specific question in there you want me to get, just like anyone in the live chat that has a specific question, just kind of tag it at me so it's easier for me to jump in, and I'll try to get to it as much as possible. But keep the chat going, crazy chat hype. You guys are fucking awesome, kicking so much ass. E. Martinez, Bruce, Ian, Rachel, Heath Hinton, love your buddy Heath Hinton, Apulia. Morning, Mayan, fucking great to see everyone in the fucking chat. I didn't see Pod specifically. I'd have to rewatch the scene. I know he was there though. Did we see Pod in the scene?
Yeah.
When they come in on horseback, yes.
And he was at the table next to Brienne when Tormund was making.
Awesome.
They were all eating, right?
So
yeah,
Sansa
he looked kind of afraid of Tormund. Like, oh God, does he want to eat her or fuck her? Yikes.
Yeah, totally. Sansa looks scared but happy to see Jon, and they spot each other, and the feels come as they run to each other and hug and get emotional. The music, it's just I started getting teary-eyed. I was all in. So now
this is the first time. This is the first time that two Starks siblings have been together since Bran and Rickon split up.
Yeah.
Unless you want to consider, unless you want to consider the fact that Jon was outside of a spot where Bran was inside, or Bran was outside of Craster's camp and sees Jon there or something like that and decides not to walk towards him. This is other than that, then you're 100% right. Let's go to the calls. We've got a bunch of calls here, people that have been on hold for a while. Let's clear the decks here. Area code 215. 1 second, you'll be on the air. Welcome to the show. What's going on, area code 215? Thank you for holding.
Yeah, no problem. What's going on, guys?
Not much. What's going on with you?
I was just testing out the delay. All right, I got two questions. One kind of is a theory I have. Kind of spoilery if it's true. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but the other one's not.
Okay, let me give a warning. If anyone doesn't want to potentially be spoiled by a theory thing, pause the video or turn the volume down for the next 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will not kneel. Go.
All right, so I don't believe R plus L equals J anymore. I believe it's R plus L equals D. And Jon is actually Ned's son, but Ashara's son.
Yeah.
Which makes him eligible to be the Sword of the Morning. So dawn, what does dawn mean? Dawn means the sun rising. What does the sun do? It brings the light. Dawn will be light bringer, and Jon will be Azor Ahai. Dany will be the princess that was promised.
Interesting.
Wait. R plus L equals T. Okay, I got that. But
D
cut out
equals
equals D.
Daenerys. That actually what's going to happen, we're going to go in the Tower of Joy, and what we're going to see is a little silver-haired baby girl. Because the prophecy isn't specific to sex. It says it does not specify that if that is true in that situation, it needs to be. If I'm having you put a gun to my head.
Remember when
you go for a call? Yep.
Remember when Ned goes to Starfall to bring the sword to Ashara.
Yep. Yeah.
In the book. Why didn't he bring Arthur Dayne's bones if he was so worried about his honor? He just brought the sword. I think he brought a sword and a baby. The sword was an excuse.
Very interesting. People in the chat, Jon will be the princess that was promised. No, Dany was. R plus L equals Varys. What the fuck? Someone says Ned plus Varys equals Shaggy Talk. What the hell? But very, very interesting theory, and it's definitely worth exploring. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pull anything on us. I do think we're going to get to see who that baby is in the Tower of Joy one way or another by the end of this season.
I hope so.
Did you have anything? Do you have anything else, caller?
Well, I don't know. I jumped in with like the half-hour mark with your show. I usually watch it every week. But okay, does anybody know why the episode was called "The Book of the Stranger"?
Good. I'm gonna
because of the Sparrow's story.
Yeah.
Because of the Sparrow. So good call, Joe. I wasn't sure exactly. Do you think that was? I don't want to too far explore that. We'll have to wait for Aussie Man Review to tell us to really get into the analysis of the title. He does that better than anybody on how it affects the episode. Yeah, I don't. This is a very big, very minor nitpick. I haven't loved all the titles of the episodes this season. Book of the Stranger is Book of Stranger. It's an interesting title, but I don't think it necessarily is apropos to everything that was going on in the episode.
I think it has to do. Okay, so if I was gonna like try to tie it into the whole episode, I would maybe call Dany the stranger and say that she's showing up for this whole Dosh Khaleen thing, and then burning down the temple and making the entire Khalasar of all the Khals like kind of kneel before her. Maybe that's kind of it because she wasn't there.
Someone has a very good point though.
She went there with nothing and left with everything.
Daario slept on his hand, and it's when he touched Jorah. That's why he didn't get grayscale, because he had the stranger going on it. That makes a lot of sense. Chat member, great point. Mm-hmm. You guys, the story the High Sparrow said in the Book of the Stranger. Where is Aussie Man when you need him? Yeah, exactly. Aussie Man would be. Oh yeah, I'd be lucky as fuck. That'd be excellent. Yeah, so here we go. Area code 201. Area code 201. Welcome to the show.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome to the show.
Hey, great. I love you guys. Listen, so
we love you.
Watching this episode, there's something we've been arguing about for years now, and this is regarding the pink letter. So does this officially confirm that Ramsay did write the pink letter, do you think, or is this different from the book?
Okay. I don't want to go too far. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go a little bit down there. I think it could. I always believed Ramsay wrote it personally, so I'm not going to say it confirms anything. I'm going to say that anything that happens in the next 3 seasons of this show, I think the best way to fucking, or at least the best way to enjoy it and the best way to think about things is I think George is going to do things completely different and just ends up in the same place. So I wouldn't be surprised if everything is different, regardless of the same iron points. Like, I think Jon Snow's definitely coming back in that situation. So I don't think it necessarily confirms that for the books, but definitely confirms it for the show, obviously.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ramsey wrote that. Makes sense. And it's you pulling him down to Winterfell. Winterfell's going to be easier to defend than taking your entire troops up north and leaving Winterfell
going at the wall
undefended. Yeah, and then going towards the wall at the start of winter and shit. Like, not really a good idea. Make them come to you.
Great question, though, because it's certain things like that you wanna. There's certain questions that we've had from the letters. Different points. Is another one that popped in my head. I can't quite think. The show with Melisandre and how old she is, and showing that, and with Craster's babies and things like that. You wonder and how the interworkings of the White Walkers work that we're going to learn in the show. How much is that going to be parallel to what we see in the books, and how much is that is the universe that they're creating? I'm choosing from this point on to put my hat on, and that's how I've always kind of treated it, and enjoy both things in completely different ways and consider them completely different universes. In the same way, if you read not to compare Flash and Game of Thrones, but in Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, this is just another version of Westeros that's slightly different, and it's not Westeros Prime. Westeros Prime is the books. This is Westeros 1, and then someday I don't know, and that's how I choose to enjoy it. So I'd love to say yes, but I'm not gonna go that far. But great call, my friend. Excellent call. Let's take another call. Let's take another area code 202. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? I'd just like to rain on Joe's point about we've just seen the Stark siblings get back together. If R plus L equals J, that would make him his cousin. So, no, we haven't. So you got to have Arya come back, or Rickon, or Bran, or somebody for us to have that. And
yes. That's it. It's a big if.
R plus L equals J with Jon Snow would not exclude him from being Azor Ahai. From my account of what watching, I can't remember who did those videos, but it was it's some dude that does all these like theory videos on like what you need for the Azor Ahai prophecy to be true. Whatever, you need a certain lineage of Targaryens or whatever, and the Rhaegar is related to the people that you would need Jon Snow to be related to for that to also work. So that to me, Jon still fulfills the prophecy, even if he is Rhaegar's kid. And that's not Dany's body.
Yeah.
I body in the other season when she got naked to because when I first saw it, I was like, nope, that's not Dany's body. Her boobs were not that her nipples were not that red or whatever, and I still don't think that's Dany's body.
Awesome, awesome call, buddy.
I think there was some definite painting in the scene but
effects and enhancements.
But as far as my brother, I have two brothers who I consider brothers. One is my actual blood brother sibling, and the other is my first cousin who was raised in the same house as I was till we were 16 and are still super close. I'm closer to him than my older actual, like you would say, blood brother. So, and when I say siblings, as far as we know, they were raised as half brother, half sister, and that's what they know each other as, and that's what we only know from the books, and anything else is speculation, because you even yourself used that big if, and I happen to agree with that theory. I'm in on that that whole he is R plus L equals J, but I'm willing to accept that those are Dany's boobies.
Yep. Until proven otherwise.
Fair enough. So let's get one more call here. Area code, we'll try you one last time here. Area code 917. We're coming to you. Listen to us. Here we go. Area code 917. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Hey, can you hear me?
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. First of all, I just want to say thanks to you guys for putting together such a great podcast every week.
Aww.
I always look forward to it.
We're lucky. You guys make it.
I thought one of the most epic lines of the show was when Robin said, just very casually, "Should we throw you through the moon door?" That was kind of one of my favorite moments. So I was just wondering, I know you kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but where do you think Robin could really make it all the way to the throne? Is that where Littlefinger's putting all of his eggs? Is that the basket he's putting them into, you know?
Good question. I don't know if he's trying to put him on the throne, but I think he's his key to having all those soldiers behind him. He's got his tongue so far up that little kid's ass that he says jump, that kid will say how high. And I think his ultimate goal will just to use the strength that he has and then probably be done with him, throw him away like a napkin after he's done. I was going to say flush him down like he's toilet paper. I used some shit metaphor, but it didn't.
Maybe put him through the moon door.
Maybe throw him through the moon door and says, this kid was crazy. He was obsessed with the moon door and he decided to jump. And now I'm the Lord of the Vale.
He thought he was a Robin. Yeah. And as soon as Peter knows that he has the other lower lords of the Vale completely in his pocket, like it seems like he's already having, then he will absolutely get rid of this kid.
Yeah. So I don't think his goal is to get him onto the Iron Throne per se. I think his goal, if anything, would be to get himself there, and ultimately he would use anybody else to get him there. But awesome call. Thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it.
And see, I think he wants to play it. He wants to play it like he didn't know about Ramsay, so he's taking the Vale's army north to save Sansa and swoon Sansa off her feet, marry Sansa, become the Warden of the North, the Warden of the Vale, and the Lord of Harrenhal, and be basically Lord of 3 huge sections of Winterfell, and then try to, he'll bump off because he's bumped off Robin and he's married to Sansa, and then he'll try to take the throne for himself.
Oh my.
With his fresh army of Aryans. What is it? The Vale? Aaron's Vale?
Robin's future as the Coochie Slayer. Timo asked, do you have to be a Dane to be able to wield Dawn? I don't think so. I think that the reason why Ned really wanted to return it to them was just the honor of he understands how important a house sword is to the house. So he wondered, but I don't think you necessarily have to be to wield it. So I have a question. Hodor. Oh, I think the answer to that's Hodor.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, it's Willis.
So
it's Willis.
Good point, Joe. So we see Sansa sipping soup, and they go back and forth. We hear about old Nan's pies again. And they never left Winterfell. They talk. Sansa says she was awful to Jon, and we'll take her word for it, even though we didn't actually see it. And Jon's like, I was just sulking back then. Forgive me. If you forgive me, I forgive you. We all had issues. Whatever. So then they look at each other. They smile. They share a drink. Sansa chokes down her the bad ale, and Jon makes another joke about how the Night's Watch can't make good beer after 1,000 years. So she asks where he's going, and he says. Yep. She asked where he's going, and he says, "Where are we going, Sansa? Because if I leave you, Father is going to come back and murder me." I think this is very interesting that he says this, simply because in the last episode, when he was asked what is in the afterlife, he says nothing. So he doesn't want to disappoint his sister in thinking that there's no afterlife, or Jon Snow was lying. Whatever you want to look at it in the Game of Thrones world. Or, as someone else suggested, maybe Jon Snow was never fully dead because the magic genie kazoo that wanted to keep him alive for whatever reason only let him be mostly dead. So he's still partially alive. So he never went to talk to Ned or whoever. We don't want to analyze.
Does he say right here, your father or our father? Or father?
Our father. Father. He says father.
I believe, yeah.
So Jon says he's tired to you, and Jon says, I'm tired. And Sansa says, listen, you need to get your ass hungry, kid. You need to get back in the fight. We need to take back the North. We need to fucking fuck up Roose Bolton because he's a danger, and we need to stop this shit right now. And Jon's like, oh, yeah. And Sansa's like, no, you fucking asshole. Grow a pair. I'm the queen of the fucking North. You're going to be the king. Let's do this shit. So then we go off to Davos Mel, and she will do whatever Jon says. Jon is the prince that is promised. And Davos says, what about the Manus? And she goes, he died. And then he goes, but what about Shireen? And she just walks off. She walks off.
Yep.
And Brienne, who's watching this whole thing, is just like, hey. Listen, red bitch, get the fuck out of here. Listen, Davos, you seem like a cool guy. I know what happened to Stannis. I'll tell you exactly. Stannis was beaten in battle, and I was Kingsguard of Renly. I knew you before, Davos. We met. And, Stannis admitted that he killed his brother with blood magic. So I killed his ass. Dead. Davos still hasn't learned about what happened to Shireen yet. No one... Brienne obviously does not know that, but it's I'm very curious to see what Davos's reaction. He's going to keep asking that question until he gets an answer. And I have a feeling eventually Mel's just going to break down and go, she died for the Red God. Shut up about it already. Because she doesn't give any fucks. So then Brienne says, yeah, he admitted it, and I executed him, and Davos is pissed and storms off. So here we go off to our scene, and we kind of talked about this a little bit. Oh, sweet Robin, missing so horribly with an arrow. I mean, wide left. Oh, shit. Yep. Lord Royce is just...
All these arrows missed. There's like one in the target out of like 15. And when Peter shows up, he just throws his bow on the ground, doesn't care about no respect for the weaponry whatsoever. For the tools, like just throws them down and like runs out. Oh, Peter, are you here to stroke me again?
I love you, Peter. Oh, you got me a pet. It's so pretty. Oh, it's pretty. So Littlefinger says Royce learned about the whole Sansa situation.
I hope Peter calls in and tells us where he got that fucking falcon from, because I want one.
And they go back and forth with this shit, and ultimately it turns into Littlefinger threatening Royce and making sure he knows that he has control of Robin and he can make him die at any point. And this goes to Joe's question earlier. Doesn't Royce have men around? I think everyone that's around right now is loyal to one person, Robin. Robin is in charge, so they wouldn't do anything to anybody without do anything to Royce or Littlefinger without Robin saying it's okay. So I think that's why he doesn't necessarily have men that are right there to defend him when Littlefinger starts threatening him, because all the men there can't do shit. It's being surrounded by all basically Littlefinger's men, because Robin's men in that situation.
And that's my point is when as soon as Robin leaves the Vale with Sansa, why isn't Royce making moves? Laying out some cash, getting these people in his pocket, whispering in the little kid's ear, set guards at the gate so Peter fucking can't get back in. Big fucking deal. He married that woman. The guy's a fucking son of a bitch. He wants only power. Like, start making your fucking move.
I'm gonna use the Charlie and Chocolate Factory defense. Because, Charlie, he's a nitwit.
Right, but there are also other lords of the Vale. There's a whole bunch of them that
Joe.
that
There's
all
other
have
people. Wait, Joe.
for
There's
Peter.
other people in. I don't want to get too far down this road because I'm going to start ranting like an asshole. There's other houses besides Martell and Dorne, and none of them gave a shit about the Sand Snakes taking over the whole fucking place. So
none of them cared about the Starks, and nobody cares about time. Yeah, no, seriously. There's no that's why I'm saying, like, Ramsay's got the idea. Just go kill whoever the fuck you want, because it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna they're gonna kill you, or they're gonna let you get away with it, or they're gonna kill you before you get a chance to go kill them. So just go kill whoever the fuck you want, take whatever the fuck you want. That seems to be the laws of Westeros since Baratheon died.
I just popped my head in the Discord group for a second, and I just saw Sam's comment. Joffrey and Stannis sex scene? What? What's going on? Oh no, that's saying something's going on. That's going on in the crazy chat. You were wrong, Joe.
That must be Westeros 4.
Someone says they want to pet your fuzzy crow so bad. Oh, that's sweet. I still miss Curran. Royce looks like a fat bastard. Joffrey is God, says the chat. Fuck the Vale. Bring back Joffrey. Can someone remind me what evidence there was for twins in the Tower of Joy? No. Since bad writing, says the Finn, they would have had a different actress to play Lady Stoneheart. Lady Stark. On the phones with a question about Dany. What is your... Oh, you are probably this one. So let's take a call right here from area code 213. Welcome, area code 213.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's The Walking David.
Hey, David. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I just had a question for you guys. I was curious if you think that if Melisandre or any of the Red Priestesses, if they run into Dany, if they're going to think that she is the Red God.
Yes, I think
like the one that they keep praying to.
I think ultimately that's something that hasn't necessarily been the pieces haven't been necessarily put together completely, but I believe last season there's a scene where we see a red priestess of some sort speaking in Marine or speaking in Volantis, I think it is.
Yeah,
it's when
Tyrion
and Jorah are there about that very thing. So I definitely think that is a thing. There was a lot of more talk in the books than in the show about the moon when the dragons were born and all that sort of stuff. A lot of people think of it as a sort of awakening, and when the dragons arrived, there's some thought or some speculation that maybe all the red priestesses received some sort of power burst or something and their power started to work a little bit more, and that the dragons were reborn into the world. I'm doing a little fan fictioning, but ultimately I think you're onto something essentially in that they are going to connect and maybe not look at her as their god, but look at her as an agent of their power.
No, and I think you're absolutely right, Phil. I think
the reason I was thinking that they might do that is because the Red Priestesses always talk about what they see in the flames, and fire is always a part of their rituals. And if they ever saw her or got word of her, burning the place down and still being alive, that they might assume that she is Azor Ahai or anything like that.
Yeah, no, very, very good point. Joe, didn't you have a question for Littlefinger, Joe? I think David might have Littlefinger in the bag there. Was it?
Oh, really?
What was your question for Littlefinger?
Oh, here I am, Joe.
The Falcon.
Yeah, where'd you get the bird? Littlefinger?
The Gerfalcon?
I bought the Falcon from some eunuch that I saw while I was in the Eyrie.
I thought you were going to say you got it from Petco. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Varys? I bet it was Varys. I know you're working with Varys.
I went to Hogwarts. I saw that Harry Potter wasn't using his bird anymore.
Okay, good. Okay.
I took a falcon.
Thank you, David. And everybody, The Walking David, our good friend, has a channel on YouTube. If you haven't already, subscribe to The Walking David. Hilarious dude. Will be joining us on
Falcon from Harry.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Definitely call back if you have anything else later. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Oh, I will.
Oh, there you go. That's The Walking David. Let's take a couple more calls. I'm loving the calls tonight. Area code 757. You are on the air. What's up, 757?
Yes, hello. I was just wondering what y'all think about Arya's storyline, because everybody she want to kill is dead. Do you think she'll kill Tyrion or Jaime? Because in the books it says the Queen's mother, Joffrey's mother, supposed to die by her brother. So who you think is left for her to kill? Tyrion or Jaime?
Interesting question. I think ultimately I could see that. I think the big death that we're going to have later on in the series with Arya, everyone talks about it. Maybe it's just a fan fiction wet dream, but somewhere inside of me, there's one left. There's one will always be left, and she's going to kill Walder Frey. That has to happen. Maybe it's fan service. Maybe it's too much fan service, but I think if you want
a nice young girl to take revenge for all the wives of his, all the girls he's sold off, all his daughters, all that.
Satisfying.
It would be a little satisfying.
Sam in the chat says there's still Franken Mountain. The Hound is off the list now. Ilan Payne is dead on the show, I believe. Walder Frey and Cersei. I know the actor, they wrote him off the show. I don't know if if the character's technically dead. We haven't seen him since season 1. The actor itself got cancer, and they thought he was going to they weren't going to be able to take care of it, but he ended up having a recovery, but they had already sort of written his character off the show, so that's why Ilan Payne disappeared. But I don't know if he's officially dead on the show. Thank you, David, for everything that you offer. You're fucking amazing, David. So how's that fan service? Walder Frey has outlived most of the other characters. I just mean fan service, and that's who they have kill him, Timo, in the sense that I think not everyone, I think a large portion of Game of Thrones fans, the way they'd want to see Walder go is from Arya or a wolf pack ripping him
Daario
to
was outside
Yes.
and saw her brother's body and had sewn, and direwolf had sewn to it. So she was there to see the firsthand outside the Red Wedding. So.
Yeah. Sam says, I want Nymeria to do it. Walter Frey is too stubborn to die, says KLC. Sir Oleg von Liechtenstein says, as satisfying as a girl killing Walter Frey would be, I don't want to see it too fan servicing. I'd be happy if Jaime did it. Yeah, that would be an awesome extension of Arya. I would like to see, I think Sam convinced me. I think I'd rather see Nymeria do it than Arya, but but with an extension of Arya, either would be great. Okay, so ultimately we already talked about this. Yada yada yada. Littlefinger sticks his finger up Robin's ass and gets the Lords of the Vale, or gets the armies of the Vale, who, as Carmine pointed out earlier, are all super powered at this point because they haven't been in any of the action, because he conveniently got Liza to keep all the troops out of the situation. Started this whole situation off with convincing her to kill Jon Arryn to start this whole fucking thing. And yay, Littlefinger, love it when a plan comes through. So, okay, so speaking of a plan we can hope comes through, off to Meereen. We haven't really talked about Meereen too much tonight yet. Grey Worm is pissed that the Great Masters and the enemies are coming in. Grey Worm doesn't like to make peace with his enemies. He likes to murder them. Missandei too is like, no, that we tried this before. This shit doesn't work. Tyrion goes, listen, I was a slave once. I understand. Missandei goes, how long were you a slave for? You don't understand shit. And him and Varys just kind of walk off like, yada da, you two are boring. We don't care what you two have to say. So then we get Tyrion talking to the guy that bought him last season and kind of making fun of both of their positions where they are now. And Varys and Tyrion, all the masters kind of make fun of them, say, what the fuck are we doing talking to a eunuch and a fucking dwarf? You guys are fucking losers. Screw you guys. We're taking all of this. So Missandei is snippy with the master. So is Grey when they're kind of going back and forth. They go, you're still a slave to that silver hair. She may have silver hair and tits, but she's still a master. So Tyrion starts to try to do WW.
He said he would go do this. He had the option to walk away. And that's what nobody pointed out.
But here's what Tyrion kicks in. Tyrion does the what would Tywin do situation. And Tyrion asks that very important question, WWT do. And what would Tywin do? And he goes, Tywin would try to make a compromise and give everyone everything and then fuck your enemies in the end. So let me make everyone happy right now and fuck them in the end. So Tyrion tries to smooth things out. He goes, listen, you don't need slaves to make money. All you people care about is getting money. I was richer. There's no slavery in Westeros. I'm richer than any of you fucks. Tyrion said, our queen messed up. Daenerys fucked up here, guys. She didn't put another thing in place. She just said, slavery is over. Now learn to live. Now there's going to be no slavery in Meereen, but your other cities can take up to 7 years to abolish it. And Missandei's like, what the fuck? He goes, the only deal is you cut off support of the Harpies. We don't support the Harpies. Whatever. Hope you accept my offer. Now to add pleasure to this, why don't we add some girls? Take some girls. And Grey Worm, I keep almost calling him Grey Wind. Grey Worm and Missandei are like, what the fuck is going on here? Tyrion says, give freedom a chance as they leave. So Tyrion tries to talk to some. Then we see the Meereen people. And the Meereen people are all pissed off. The Meereenese people are like, what the fuck? You met with the slavers. This is fucked up. And Tyrion goes, listen, this room was probably made so I can feel bigger and more important than you. But I'm going to come down the stairs. I feel like this episode, and some people might disagree with me, but a lot of people were complaining that Tyrion didn't feel like book Tyrion. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, essentially. I feel like Tyrion has always been that character, and I feel like for anyone that was complaining, this is a great example of how he was doing this. It was such a Tyrion type of thing to do, and I just really enjoyed watching him do what he does. Something haven't seen a lot of him doing this stuff since he's left King's Landing. And I can see why to certain folks, it maybe got a little bit repetitious and they're like, okay, more he's cursing, making dick jokes about Varys. It's too much of that stuff. And how they were defining it, saying, oh yeah, see, they forgot how to write Tyrion. No, they didn't forget how to write Tyrion. They just need to naturally get to a place where his character has to do shit again. And his character's doing shit here. And I like watching it a lot. Dinklage kills it, and seeing him Tywin this situation up, it was really entertaining to me. I don't know.
It's great. It's great that nobody else has stepped up and kind of done what he's done, which is step up and take control. Essentially.
Keep
like
some order while the queen is gone. Yeah.
So it fits his personality of a strong, powerful guy that knows what he's talking about. He's smart, he's cunning, and the one thing that I think when it all comes down to, and Grey Worm's like, no, you won't use them, they'll use you. What Grey Worm didn't understand was that whole time Tyrion saying, listen, you all keep telling me, the Crow pointed this out to me during the shows, like they all keep telling him, I'm not fucking from here. I told you, I was richer than all of them, probably put together. I know how to play them. I see what they want. I see what their weaknesses are, and that's why I am going to use them. I'm not from here. They don't know me. They don't know how I do things. They're already underestimating me because they look at me like that little beastly fucking dwarf, and they underestimate you because they look at you like a fucking eunuch soldier and her like a whore.
Yeah.
You're underestimating me. You don't know who my father was, motherfucker. You don't know what I've been taught. And you don't know that. And I know people can say, oh, maybe he wasn't his father. Whether he was his father or not, biologically, Tywin was his father, and he was the only one that completely has Tywin's mind. Jaime showed something later, and we're going to get to Jaime in a bit, but ultimately, and Cersei has her moments of clarity between her fucking crazy sauce, fucking crazy fumes, as we said in the feedback show. Tyrion is Tywin's son, and he understands things in a way that other people don't, and he understands this game. Grey I keep calling him Grey Worm should have ultimately accepted what he said in bullshit for truth. I'm not a politician. Tyrion knows how to play politician game. We have a couple people that have been hold for a while, so let's get to the calls. I want to clear the decks here. Area code 714. You're on the air. What's up, 714? Can you hear me, 714? Check. Okay, I'm going to put you back on hold. Oh, no. Hey, I got you. What's going on, area code 716? 716, not 4. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How's it going?
Hey.
That's going pretty good. How about the bedroom eyes that Tormund was giving Brienne?
Oh, my gosh.
What are we going to see in the future there?
Oh, gosh. We're going to see, you know what that bear wanted to do to Brienne in the pit? We're going to see that, but consensual. It's going to be hot. It's going to be really, really hot. I have a good feeling about those two kids. I think we're going to see some very big babies, and it's going to be amazing. Great call. Area code... Sex. It's going to be like Klingon sex. It's going to be like Judseer having some Klingon sex, Katie. Yeah, and one person's going to scream, yeah, when they're done. It's going to be so hot. Area code...
That's going to be me. I'm going to scream like that when it's done, when they're done.
Area code 646. You're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Great show as usual.
Thank you so much.
I want to make 2 quick points. One, I think that R plus L is going to equal J because, I mean, they dropped so many hits. I mean, for goodness sake, look at his direwolf. Jon Snow's the White Targaryen wolf. I mean, they basically put it out there in front of us. So I think they'll pay off with that. And, you know, I love the back and forth because when Jon has his triumphant scenes and Dany has her scenes like she had tonight, it makes us wonder, who would you want to be Azor Ahai? It's almost like the election. Who should be Azor Ahai? I just love it.
No, and great point, caller. And to continue on your point a little bit, this episode really, whether it's going to be that, whether the show has another big shock for us, this episode to me and this season in general has really, even more so than before, because some people can say it always felt this way. You're seeing the main characters come to the rise. You're seeing, especially this episode was very based around Jon and based around Dany. And yeah, Sansa was the one pushing Jon, but Sansa's going to be his hand, it looks like. Well, a lot of people thought it might be Davos, but it seems like she's going to be the one advising him, and she's going to be the power behind him, at least till he can grow his strength again and kind of get over what he's going to get over if he ever does. But she has the heart now. She has the true heart of the wolf.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see that because there's always been the speculation of the thought, she lost Lady. Does that mean she's going to die? Does that mean she's useless? She's not a real Stark because she lost her direwolf and all those sorts of stuff. And again, I just said direwolf, so it made me point off in that direction. Where the fuck is another episode without Ghost? Why isn't Ghost around Jon? Why wouldn't Ghost
always at his side? Like Ghost should not be in a closet locked up anywhere ever again.
Now I want to bring up a theory that believe Preston Jacobs. I don't necessarily subscribe to this theory, but he mentioned in one of his videos recently about how the reason why we haven't seen Ghost around Jon since he's coming back is that that's not Jon. That's not really Jon, and Ghost is freaked out by him. I say this is what I say the reason why, or is that Jon needs space right now, and Jon's feeling really disconnected from everything. And Ghost knows that.
Ghost was in the room when Jon was awakened and was there growling at the gate, wasn't he? When the wildling showed up.
He was in there, but we haven't seen him since they left that room. Of course, it's like saying you can make a sandwich without soup. Of course, you can make peace with your enemies. What the fuck? These people actually really think they make peace with their friends, and somehow she changed this whole perception on life. No Ghost because too much CG money on Dany's boobs. That's very true. Good point. Good point, caller. A good point, text person.
I'd rather have Wolf.
But I thought they got a real wolf this season. They did, but I still think they CG it to make it a little bit bigger. They
do poorly.
We had Ghost for 2 episodes. I was excited. I thought we were going to have more dire wolves.
Yeah.
They're saving it for the big, crazy dire wolves. CGI is expensive. Pika what? Preston? Yeah, too expensive. I was waiting for a Sansa to pet Ghost. Yeah, me too. Ghost was never always around. Ghost is just chilling in the corner. Leave my brother alone. Ghost just hangs around when Jon is naked. Ghost just doesn't want to be between Tormund and Brienne. That dragon has... Wait. Oh, what? Did someone just say something about... Oh gosh, yes. The it has 3 heads. It's cheap. It's $100 million budget. They film wolf stuff in Canada. We need flashback. Dire wolves are expensive when they connected to humans. The wolves aren't CG. Though it shouldn't be that expensive. Surely, Ghost has a special thing. They aren't real wolves. They're Northern Inuit dogs. A dire wolf hat is only $3,000. I want one of those. Sophie Turner has lady. Some people do know that. Okay, so our next scene is Daario and Jorah walking, and Jorah's out of breath, and Daario says, "You can't ride a dragon. You can't fuck Daenerys if you're getting out of breath here. I can't even handle her." Daario, do you really need to be this much of a dickhead? And they go back and forth about love and Daenerys crap. Daario doesn't want to fight, or they don't want to fight. Jorah calls him a shit child. They're scouting out the setting. Jorah says that when Drogo died, Daenerys should have come back to Vastothrak and gone to the Dosh Colleen place, to the old age home.
He's talking about her. You can't handle the dragon and
shit.
Handle
the dragon. At first, I was easy talking about Drogon. No, he said you can't ride the dragon. Whoa, that's what I mean, Joe.
Mount the dragon. Ride the dragon. Yeah, ride the dragon.
If you were on the fence whether Daario was an asshole or not, this is proof positive that Daario's
he's trying to get him to fight him the whole time, and then says, "I don't want to fight you. Listen, I either kill an old man and people laugh at me, or an old man kills me and laugh at me." So
David has been watching Game of Thrones and thinking it's real life again. Guys, I burned my house down, and now I'm the king of my neighborhood.
I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, me too. If you come to Boston, you got a place to stay. Okay, so Jorah, he ends up seeing Jorah's grayscale, and he goes, "I don't worry, I didn't touch you." They drop their weapons. They can't fight 100,000, so they're just going to sneak in to Vastothrak with no weapons. So then we get to Jorah and Daario sneaking, doing their Assassin's Creed thing in the home of the Dothraki with 100,000 Dothrakis around. They're just sneaking around at night, and Dothraki speaks, but they get stopped, and they try to. Basically, they not bring the weapons because they say, "Oh, we're here. We're merchants. We're here to pick shit up. We're here to buy stuff, and we don't have weapons because we're respecting it." And this guy doesn't buy it. Goes, "You guys aren't merchants. You guys don't look like merchants to me. I'm gonna fucking kill you guys."
Yeah,
so
he looks at his wrist, and he wasn't wearing the merchant bracelet. They give him at the gate. They give him all one of those little plastic things.
Oh,
that they
good pickup, Joe.
Yeah, I was wondering.
So I was wondering that too. So then Jorah ends up, they get into a fight. Daario runs off. Daario comes back, and Holland reads one of the Dothraki right in the back. So then Daario bashes him in with a rock to hide the stab wound. Does that work? Can you bash?
Yeah, like it went through his chest. Like it went straight through. There was 2 sides, and like he's bashing his chest with a
You'd have to really
I mean, I don't want to get that was one of my nitpicky things. I was like,
it's not gonna change the leather in the clothes. Like, really?
Maybe if it was a head wound.
And it wasn't.
If HBO had endless money, they would never have canceled Rome. I read that comment for you, Joe. I know how much
Rome was season 1 was great. Season 2,
Dany is everything that's not working in Westeros. She deserves to rule because of her last name. How does she win every fucking conflict with violence? And someone said in the chat earlier, I kind of missed it. Someone backed up my thing from earlier. Dany enjoyed that a little bit too much, but we will get to that. Okay, so then we go to Dany sitting in the bingo hall, waiting for her number to be called. B6. No. So we meet another girl that was 12 when her which was Dany's age in the comics, in the books, and when Drogo took her, but this girl was 12, and they go back and forth. Queen Bee's doing bitchiness. I kind of yada a little bit of this. Dany says, I won't run. I gotta go outside and get some water. And the other girl comes to watch her, and they make fun of the stinky old lady and they kind of have the whole, we're in school, this is the old teacher kind of attitude, like, oh, the teacher's such an asshole, blah, blah, blah. And the other girl goes, what's it like to have dragons? Do they really breathe fire? And Dany's like, one day you might see them. And bam, 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 Daario and Jorah find her, and Dany's like, you can't get out
to see them.
Nope.
She didn't, not at all. She's like, yeah, of course I knew you'd find my ring in the fields of miles and miles of
follow me to Vaes Dothrak. Yeah, right.
My whole plan. Exactly, Katie. This was my plan. I thought that girl was going to rat at her. Yeah, the Howland Raid. Now it is known.
I see you found my ring.
Just like I knew you would.
I knew you would find my ring. So Daario and Jorah find her, and Dany says, we can't get out alive, but I got a plan. And Daario lets the other girl go, and they got a plan. So then we go over to Marjorie with Septa, shame. We get another speech from the High Sparrow with Marjorie, a very long speech that I did not write down. I thought it was someone said this before, with the High Sparrow scenes, rinse, repeat for me. As nothing against Jonathan Pryce and nothing against the way the scenes are written. I just feel like we're getting a lot of the same with him every fucking time.
With a different person he's talking. One with Jaime, one with the little boy, one with the girl.
And it's getting a little tiresome for me at times, and it's a shame because he's kicking ass. And I thought this was, if I'm being legitimate and looking at them all, this was his best one. This monologue was really awesomely delivered by
Marjorie. Plays it though,
and I love how Marjorie plays it too. And then the scene with Loras and her is very awesome too. And Loras is just dying, and I know it's just leading up to. Maybe I'm yada-yadaing this to the point where I think it's going to end where Marjorie is just going to rat on Loras, and Loras is going to be killed, and Marjorie's going to be set free or something like that. I don't know. It just seemed like they were setting up her selling him out because he just wants to make it stop at this point. I'm just sick of the High Sparrows. I'm just sick of the High Sparrow bullshit. I'm sorry. It's just I think it's very well done, and the acting in it's excellent, and the scene set up well. But there's something about it. I'm just like, okay, kill this guy already. This guy needs to die now.
It's the same old culty con artist spiel.
Right. Marjorie plays it right. Marjorie sees through it. When she goes to talk to Loras, she even tells Loras, listen, the only reason why he let me in here is to break you even more. You can't let that happen. She knows she was playing this. I think even the High Sparrow knows that Marjorie was playing it a little.
Yeah. Oh, he knows.
I hope so.
That she's not anywhere close to being broken or accepting this walk of shame shit.
I really do, and that's the part of the scene I really actually liked. This section was getting to see the Tyrells again. It's just the High Sparrow, and again, there's nothing against the monologue. It was the best one he's given so far. But I'm like Jaime at this point, where I'm basically just asking, why haven't we sent Gregor Clegane in there to just kill everybody? I don't know.
Right. Because ultimately, if you do that, if you send in your King's Guard and some of the city troops that you know are loyal to the crown, that you've paid well, then you know that you can go in there, kill every single one of these fucking militants. And what really are the odds that the peasants, who never really have risen in King's Landing, are going to rise and try to overthrow you at that point? It's not very likely. They should have already been on top of that.
Not
Joffrey
bloody likely, Joe. So let's jump.
When Tommen showed up in the first place, he should have fucking... Yes, everybody, go kill them all.
Burn the
right then
sparrows
and there.
down.
Burn them all. Area code 202. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
To
buddy.
Joe's point about I would try to pay off these people or whatever that were that were about to kill that guy or whatever. I think the minute he does that is the minute he gets his throat slit. Peter Baelish is like 10 steps ahead of anyone except for Varys and Tyrion. So I'm not gonna give him enough credit to be able to beat him in a chess match like that. And the other thing I was gonna say is
I'm not gonna argue.
Sure.
I'll put you on hold.
crap.
I'll put you on hold and get back to you in a second, buddy. But great,
All right, thanks,
great
man.
point. And I just want to send a huge thank you to Sunny Day and any of the free folk that happen to be popping in. Love you, fucking guys. Love the fucking free folk. Greatest sub for Game of Thrones out there. So any of you guys that have popped in, fucking thank you. And everyone that wants, it's a very highly spoiler thing. No one kneels up there. So I'll be on the wall, the free folk out on Reddit. Great fucking bunch of people. Fuckers. You fuckers. Toast to you. So, okay. So we go off to the let's take another call before we get off to Cersei's adventures. Area code 11. What's up, 11? Hello?
Okay.
We got them last time. Putting them on hold for a second. We'll get back to them too. Area code 954. You're on the air.
Hey guys, I want to reiterate something that Quaith said more so in the book, that Dany has to go backwards to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that whole scene we saw at the very end there was you're going back to where everything began. The Khalasar was going to start to go overseas, and she just ran the show in there along with the help of some of those women who probably set those guys up in the room, some of the cows. Also, I did notice Daario, it looked like he was praying when he was on his knees. I watched real carefully. If you watch it again, he is definitely mumbling something. You can't really make it out, but his lips are moving and his head's down. So
interesting.
If he was betraying her, he might have, come full circle now, because I'm pretty sure he was praying to her or praying to the gods.
Yeah, or saying, "Holy shit, this shit is real." Fuck.
Yeah, she wasn't lying. It wasn't a con.
Thank you, my friend. Great call. Great call.
If you're ever gonna mumble out loud to yourself, that's one of those moments you do it, and it's probably like, "Oh my fucking god, what the?"
I'm going to go into a little bit of a lightning round with the calls because we have 10 minutes left on the phone lines. Then the phone lines will be on. If in about 10 minutes you're on the hold and it hangs up on you, just call right back in a few minutes and it'll get you back in. It's just I can only do 2-hour events for the phone line, and then it hangs up, and then we have to deal with that angry British woman that says, "You have 10 seconds left with your show." Fuck! So let's get to area code 813. Area code 813. Welcome to the show.
Hey, I have a quick question. I just want to know if you guys think that the young Greyjoy will be able to convince Yara to go help Vale and Jon Snow and Sansa defeat the Boltons.
Good question. What'd you say, Katie?
Nope.
Katie says no. Joe, what do you say?
I think she has plenty of reason to want the Boltons dead, but as she was saying to even her father, there's no reason for us to be on the mainland whatsoever. And maybe it's to secure like an alliance with someone in the north. She might end up doing something like that, but you have to assume that she would make the King's Mute and become the queen of the Salt.
Euron's gonna be king. Euron's king. Euron's gonna become king. Kill everybody. Okay, 71 area code 715. Welcome.
Hey guys, it's me. I had the worst question last week. I apologize, and I forgot to say hello to Katie Crow. So anyway, enough bootlicking. But here's my question. I'm on Central Time, so I came in at 10:30. But I don't know if this was covered. Do you think that maybe the Umber sent the letter to Jon because they're outnumbered 2-1, and they got a guy on the inside, and maybe he took the stamp? You know, how are you going to counterfeit the stamp?
Ooh, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I your call got dropped, but very interesting point. It definitely adds to the hope of a northern conspiracy of some sort. I'm taking it for face value, but I'm not saying you're wrong. That's a very interesting point that gave me some hope. Thank you.
I'm with you, Phil, and I like the point. Absolutely.
Yep.
I like the point. Eric, I'm sorry, trying to get through as many calls as we can right now.
I think
Eric,
we probably would have seen something like that. I think they would have shown us like there's
Caller's
the
spot-
stamp and we're gonna steal it.
Swiping of the.
people in the chat says caller spot on. Great call, my friend. Big Kev, what's up? Hi, Sparrow. I was once young. The other person officially manipulated. Spoiler: Daenerys will cut Jorah Mormont's hand to stop the spread and save his life. It is known. It is not. Great call. Area code 256. You're on the air now. What's going on?
All right. I think I see some oath breakers in there tonight.
Oh, you definitely do. You definitely see. You have some oath breakers and you have some free folk and you have some Dothrakis going on in here.
Oh yeah, some high sparrows.
High sparrow, very high sparrows. Very. We like to hang out down in down with the Tyrells in High Garden. Yes.
And you know what a good name for a dog would be? Like a Zora High Sparrow. But anyway,
I love it.
I digress. The biggest change that I've seen in Jon Snow, after you get resurrected, you lose something. It seems like he's lost his ability, or he's went from the person who goes to convince others and motivate them to his cause to someone who is now being encouraged to be motivated to do something. Like Davos last.
Have a good night,
Davos,
Allie.
At first.
No, absolutely. I think that's a good point where he used to be someone that was very, very great call. Where he used to be someone that was kind of very pig-headed with his own beliefs. Now he's becoming, he's a little bit more wishy-washy. My question is, how long does that last? Does he eventually become something else, or is this just the new John? Area code 508. Welcome, area code 508.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Phil?
How's it going?
My question is, why is it still fucking cold in Massachusetts?
Good fucking question. That is the best question we've gotten all night, fellow Massholian. Winter is coming. That's the answer. It should be 80 and 90. This time last year, we were swimming already. I had already swimming. Area code 626. You're on the air.
Hey, Phil. How you doing, guys? Big fan. Watched you guys for a while. Couple things. I just want to kind of comment on maybe Tyrion and Daenerys kind of have a little bit of an issue now on how they rule. I'm thinking she's going to start the whole, fire and blood thing, and he's all in the negotiations, And then, secondly, I got to think Joe was a happy guy this episode. He finally got to see Daenerys, you know what I mean? She finally broke that contract a little bit. So, just want to say, Joe, I'm feeling you there. Good job, man. Thanks, guys. See you.
Awesome call. Thank you so much.
I worked hard for that.
We're going to go through it. Yeah, we all work together to get that one to happen. A couple more calls here. Area code 770. What's going on? Area code 770. You are on the air. What's going on? We unfortunately lost 770. Area code 917. Welcome.
Yeah, hi. How's it going?
Going wonderful. How about yourself?
Okay, now I have a question I wonder if you could answer for me.
Do it.
Whatever happened when Daenerys had those cow gypsies like army with her that she lost? How did she lose them to begin with? Now she's getting them back. But how did she lose them back in a couple seasons ago?
All her Dothraki. I think that's something that the show just had them kind of disappear. In the books, aren't they always with her? Aren't they still with her in Marine?
Yeah, so it's not really the Dothraki. That's not really the warriors. When Khal when he dies and he comes back as like that zombie, basically everything goes to shit, and all the stronger warriors and his like right-hand men and his little council there like break off and grab their groups and they basically all ride away. And basically the only people that are left there are like some of the slaves and maybe some of like the warriors who didn't like any of the people that were trying to like raise their own horde and take power of it. But not everybody in Khal's army stayed. Most of them rode off. Most of his blood riders, a lot of them rode off, but some of them stayed with Dany and became her blood riders.
Yeah.
And but most of it was just the slaves and peasants that the blood riders that did take off couldn't control or take with them for some reason.
And a lot
Okay,
of
we
those
got-
died off in the trek through the
Yes,
desert.
and then there was the big trek
Yeah,
to the desert. A lot of them died there, and whatever were left are still with her and are still at Marine.
Yeah, they're in the community now.
Area code 813. You're on the air. What's your question?
Yeah, it's another quick question. I want to know if you guys think that Nymeria will have a role in the North, the Battle of the North, and also, do you think Lady Stoneheart is coming back this season?
Good question. Lady Stoneheart, no. Nymeria, yes. That's my quick answer.
God, yes.
Area
And you can't say
code.
coming back because she was never here to begin with.
Joe, good one. Area code 716. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, with how easy it was that Osha got in there, basically to kill Ramsay, do you think there's any chance that the Umbers are in on the intricate plot to overthrow Ramsay, or what?
We were on that shit last week, and we were drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm continuing to drink the Kool-Aid till it's painfully obvious that it's true, that it's not true. Just everything we saw tonight doesn't make it not true. But I think from everything
Maybe
we've
that was her
seen
just
through
seeing
the
she had an opportunity.
people are bashing me down with truth, showing me pictures of the Umbers on the side of Ramsay in the upcoming potential battle that's coming that we saw in the preview of the first trailer that HBO released. So there is, I'm starting to lose faith in that the Umbers are doing a trap. But that being said, I'm riding that boat till it sinks. I'm in that boat till it fucking sinks.
I like the mid-battle betrayal or the start of the battle betrayal.
Yeah.
What's better than you don't have to cross a
Braveheart
field
trope.
to attack your enemy, but all of a sudden just turn the fuck around and there you go.
Yeah.
No.
It's-
Why run
Genius.
across the field and get all fucking tired? Just
Hey,
okay,
got you,
turn
got
and
you, got
stab
you,
the
buddy.
fucking people next to you.
Yep.
Talking to me?
Yeah, we got you on the air. Sorry, buddy. What's up?
All right, what's up? Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. You know, like y'all are talking shit about Ramsay, and I don't think he's a good person, but Ramsay is nowhere near the person I hate most in this.
The phone itself ended up cutting off.
To make me long for.
We got you back and then lost you. There'll be definitely call back in. We got two numbers from 111s.
90 seconds.
Oh my God, 90 seconds. What's going on, 11? Can you hear me?
11.
Okay, no. What 11? Are you there? No, 11's gone. 11, can you hear me? Hello.
Can
Hello.
you hear me? 111.
No. Well, we got one more call. Area code 404. What's going on? Can you hear me?
2111.
How long is it?
Doing great. How are you doing? We're losing a couple. We're losing a couple calls here. In about 50 seconds, the phone lines are going to hang up, and then we're going to have to reset the phone system. So anyone that called that's looking to get in, definitely call back in. Let's get a little bit more of this recap. We go off to the small council where we hear going off to Tommen's room where Pyzel's going off to Tommen and trying to get inside his ear, and Tommen's just like, get the fuck out as Cersei comes in. Cersei says, I want to talk to you about a few things. Tommen thinks that we need to be careful around the High Sparrow, and to execute any of your plans is dangerous. They have Marjorie. Cersei says, listen, you know what they did to me. Cersei checks herself and makes sure she says, okay, Marjorie's safety is number one. Don't worry, Tommen. We're going to protect little old Marjorie. Don't worry. Don't worry. I care about Marjorie. She's my daughter-in-law. It's all going to be okay. And Cersei is just she did it. She's fucking amazing with her shit talk, and she convinces him that to tell her secrets. Tell her the secrets that he learned from the High Sparrow, that obviously the High Sparrow wanted her to know because he planted information. I don't know, whatever. And Cersei kind of plants like, he probably knows that I know that he knows that Ferris passed out at 31 Flavors last night. So. So then after that whole scene, Cersei and Jaime head to the small.
It appears you're calling back into a live show.
Oh, thank you. Head back to the small council, and they head in, and they're like, "Listen, guys, we gotta talk here. Shut up. You guys got to shut up and listen. The phone lines are back open, guys. So feel free to call back in at 914-205-5689, or if you want to leave a voicemail that we'll get to at the end at 781-990-8509. Jump into the chat. Everyone drink. What's that, a raven? Yes, it is Tyrion Targaryen in the chat. It's absolutely a fucking raven. Why would the Umbers continue to follow if they were loyal to the Stark for years? They want to rule. The Sparrow isn't playing shit. Thank you, Daniel. Children of the Forest screenshot. Oh, fucking A. Awesome if you say that. Wondering when we get the rest of the Tower of Joy. Episode 6 or 7, I think. So Cersei heads to the small council, and we get this whole back and forth. Jaime's like, listen, shut up. Stop cutting Cersei down. Listen, Kevin, we all want the same thing. We all want Marjorie not to do that walk, and we want to fucking bring down this smug asshole. And Jaime kind of mitigates the situation and gets into Kevin's face and says, listen, Kevin, you don't want Lancel to be there forever. We need to stop this civil war with ourselves and go and fucking get this. Jaime organizes it all. I don't know if this was Cersei's plan or Jaime's plan. He goes to the Tyrells. Get your fucking forces here. We all saw the trailer. Get your forces. I want you behind me, and we're going to go drag that Sparrow out and kick his fucking ass. Yeah. And we have a zombie on us. We're fucking going to fuck these people up. So then we go off to the Iron Islands, and this is where time gets all fucked up, because Joe was talking about this in our feedback episode last week, and Theon has made it back to the Iron Islands in a snap, and Yara comes in, and with I thought you were dead, they go back and forth.
Apparently the same amount of time that it takes. Like, he's got a whole bunch of land to ride across. He's got to go back past fucking Winterfell. He's got to find himself a fucking boat. He had
Did he take
I sped through it a little bit. I do want to say how much I love Jaime Lannister in that scene. I love cocky Jaime. I love Jaime in control. And I even love Cersei in that scene. In this episode, I like crazy fucking idiot, crazy fume Cersei in the books, but she's biding her time in a very interesting way that's making me very happy. I enjoyed this aspect of King's Landing. I like Lannister strikes back. I like how Lady Elena is thinking, I'm going to use Cersei's crazy pantsness for my advantage right now to help Marjorie out. Yep. Well, it's time to drop my shit. I think she could do a good job with helping me in this situation.
Oh yeah.
It's just awesome stuff. Okay, so then Asha comes into Theon and they go back and forth. I don't even want to talk about this scene because it's just so fucking emotional. Theon, you feel for him as he's just crying there in this situation. I know no one feels bad for Theon when it really comes down to it, but because he caused a lot of it from himself. But the element of her going in there to save him, and in that moment, I like how we had closure. There were two things in this episode. The second of the two, the other was with Hardhome, that I've been waiting for closure on a scene, and it's good to finally see. I keep wanting to call her Asha. Yara and Theon interacting and having a talk about what had happened was really, really strong for me. And seeing Theon lose his shit about how he knows and her trying to be as strong as she can because she's getting ready for the Kingsmoot and thinking that this might be a challenge for her and trying to suss out why he's here right now. It was heartbreaking watching her try to hold back the emotion she wanted to show for him, at least how I was reading it from her eyes, that she wanted to embrace him and tell him, it's all right, little brother, I know what you've been through. It's so hard, but she can't do that right now. And he's just he's just a bump he's a speed bump into her road to becoming queen. Yeah. I love this scene. It did, as Timo said, it almost brought a tear to my eye. It's that and the Jon and Sansa stuff had me on that edge for the.
Sansa stuff got me. I actually cried. I was choked up. I couldn't talk for a few minutes.
Tully's better not. He admitted being wrong. It was a good emotional twist when Theon realized Yara came for him because Ramsay sent them his dick. Jaime still has a dick. That's why. Gold Emblem. What fucked that Theon faces. I see a lot of new awesome faces in the live chat on YouTube, the live motherfucking chat. You guys are fucking amazing for coming here and checking us out. Huge fucking turnout again. We are so fucking thankful to everyone that's been tuning in every week to talk about Game of Thrones. As we said before, cannot say enough thanks to Carmine, cannot say enough thanks to our Red Sox fan for all spreading the word, for Devin for spreading the word, for all of our friends, and huge thanks to Sunny Day as well, who shared us in the Free Folk. That means a shit ton as well. Thank you to everyone. I'm not ending the show. I just wanted to pause and make sure I got down on my hands and knees and kissed your kneecaps for a second, guys, but because it really means more than we can admit, more than we can say in words to us to be able to come out here and bullshit to you guys. So, okay, so let's continue here. We're gonna zip through the episode. We're gonna get to all the calls, the people that are on hold, and we're gonna get to. I think we got a couple of voicemails as well. After Ramsay and Osha. Ramsay with an apple. He thinks she's cleaned up nice. Yada yada yada. She tries the same sexy move. Yada yada yada. She looks at a knife that's on the table and doesn't grab it for some reason and doesn't make the first move. Yada yada yada. It's a sad moment. Obviously, Ramsay's. We're supposed to think Ramsay's on top of everything. It pissed me off a little bit because, in the sense of, we know her to be smarter than this. When she looks at the knife and realizes she has a 1 second moment to grab that knife and try to stab him, she shouldn't wait for the second opportunity. She shouldn't have let him have the opportunity to suss her out. As soon as she saw that knife, she should have gone for it. But I think they made it a point to show us that she saw it before she went for it, and she tried to go in and make him a little bit more reserved. She went for the dick grab before she went for the knife grab, where she should have just gone on him and grabbed the knife and tried. At least it would have been a better effort. I think it made her look slower than she really is. And I also like the reference to the Thens. I thought that was a funny line where he's like, you know I flay people. And she's like, well, do you eat them afterwards? And then you're nothing. You're a pussycat, Ramsay.
Yeah, no. The first clue that she shouldn't have gone for that fucking knife was that Ramsay put it down so far away, and that it was there in the first place.
It was so obviously a setup.
Yep.
I feel like
it's
she
a
was
trap.
so much better than that.
Me too.
Trap.
I didn't like it.
She all that time with the Umbers made her a little dumb. You know, she's eaten too well. She's lost a little bit of her free folk nature.
Hanging with a fucking 10-year-old for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not forgiving Sansa or Theon or even Jaime. I just like Jaime more of the things I don't like. Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting. And I was saying, everyone in the live chat, I also have to say a huge fucking love to all the FOPs, the huge awesome people that are sitting in the Discord group, having the less hype, less fast-paced going conversation, having some amazing discussions. KLC, Corey, Amy, Sam, Timo, checking. You got Oleg von Lichtenstein is in there, hanging out with Robert Baratheon. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Okay, enough of that. So here we go. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So Ramsay kills her. so here we go. And Rickon's
the point I want, Phil, for what I was saying about my theory about that bad blood between D&D and George R. Didn't George say that after watching her on the show, she was going to make it a bigger character in the books?
Yes, he did.
Oh, gone. Bye-bye. Have that for your bigger character in the books, George. Boom. Suck it.
Yeah, fuck you. You're speculating that was a fuck you to George.
I'm back on the fuck you, George train.
Oh my gosh. George is giving a fuck you. And then he released.
Come on. Am I not right?
People in the chat in the comment section will space.
They'll tell me no, period.
Emil Clark talks. Read this, guys. Emil Clark shit talks Lena for using a body double. That ain't no body double, guys. Ramsay wins the show and then gets destroyed by the White Walkers. Hashtag Theon's wieners life matters. This ain't about the bad guy. Hashtag fuck you, George train. Ramsay needs to die. What they could have done with her. Anyone think that Jon and Mira are twins? Lyanna gives birth to twins, possibly Ned and Jon takes Howland to Mira. No way to go in the woods.
Do with the wiener.
Is it possible Osha may have survived? No, I guess not. That John Mira theory is garbage. They look nothing alike in the books. I caught fire because the actors look alike. D&D couldn't hold a George R. R. Martin's cock strap. George R. R. Martin is at home eating gluten-free Cheetos on his couch. Get off George. He's already too fat. I don't think – no, we were saying – anyone that wasn't familiar with what we're saying is Joe was speculating a couple of weeks ago that there is a rift forming between the two of them, and thinks that this is more evidence of the fuck you back and forth. Joe wasn't saying fuck you to George.
Like, I think book 6 was supposed to be out before season 6, and because some things didn't go the way that the two parties didn't see eye to eye, George stepped back, stopped writing episodes, stopped being a part of the show, and then they finally said, "Oh, well, you didn't put out the fucking book, so we're going to do whatever the fuck we want." And this was kind of a thing that George had made statements that he really liked the actress, who was going to make her a bigger part.
So I just want to be clear before this isn't anything we know. This is the Dirty Locks conspiracy theory.
Yes, this is my tinfoil hat, behind the scene tinfoil hat about what's going on with some of the direction the show's taking. Not necessarily tinfoil hat about what characters are doing.
Iron Throne does have a good point though in the chat. George R. R. Martin is not the type that eats gluten-free guys. Come on. South Park, George R. R. Martin, Wiener, hilarious. Okay, so then when we go up to Castle Black and it's dinner time at Castle Black. Don't worry, we have 2 hours for that, buddy. I'm gonna clear the decks of the callers before we call it an evening. Off the gates of Castle Black, and they're eating. When the Bolton soldier shows up, Tormund loves Brienne. It's like Joni loves Chachi, but sexier. And they're eating bad food. And Sansa, with a little strike to Sansa of a few seasons ago, says there's more important things than lemon cakes about the food. I shouldn't specifically say that, but I'm paraphrasing what she says there. There's things more important than lemon cakes. So then a letter arrives for Jon, for the Lord Commander. Jon says, I'm not the Lord Commander anymore. And Jon starts to read the letter. It's to the traitor and bastard Jon Snow. You betrayed the North and your own kind. Winterfell is mine. Bastard, come and see. Rickon is in our dungeon. His direwolf skin is on my floor. Come and see. And give me my wife, or I will come up north and I will kill them. I'll kill all the wildlings. And Jon's like, okay, just yada, yada, yada's off. And Sansa's like, no, I want to read the rest. Let me read the rest. And she grabs the letter out of his hand and she reads, she goes, you will surrender your sister, or I will rape your sister, then have all my men come up and rape her. Then we're going to have the dogs rape her. Then the dogs eat all your brothers. Then we're going to let the horses rape what's left of her. And
I'm going to cut out your heart with a spoon.
And I say we let him go. No. And then Sansa
calls himself Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North.
Come and see.
For people that have heard this term before but never wondered what it was, because people relatively stayed vague about it but mentioned the term, this is the pink letter, or the bastard letter that people have talked about, or you might have seen the term before. And it was used in the book in a somewhat different way, but somewhat similar way. I won't get into that in case people haven't read it and don't want to be spoiled with the events that happen. But there is a similar sort of thing that a lot of people were wondering if got brought to the show. So Sansa immediately figures this all out, what Joe was just saying. Ramsay killed Roose, he's the Lord now. And Jon's like, you don't know. No, we know that. And then Sansa's like, listen, Tormund. She doesn't even fuck around with Jon here. She goes right to Tormund. Tormund, how many men you got? And she's like, he's 2,000 good men. Well, Jon, you need to go around all the houses that used to support Robb and say, I'm a Stark. I'm here. Fucking do it. Let's do this shit. Let's do this shit. And Jon goes, I don't know. And she goes, listen, dude, whether you're doing it with me or not, I'm doing it. Come on, let's do it. And Jon finally goes, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. So hopefully he'll be more excited about it later. So here we go to our final scene of the episode. And we talked a lot about this through the whole episode. We get all the calls talking, bring in Drogo's widow, and we talk about, we don't care about, what do we care about her? She's just a fucking little white-headed midget. We don't give a shit about her. They start talking about how she's just sick. She's the Masters from Yunkai want her. Fuck the Masters. Dany says, listen, guys, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And starts going with her Dany stuff, reading the script. The stallion that mounted the world, and fuck you guys, and I'm in charge, and eat a dick, I'm Daenerys Stormborn here. They all laugh at her, and they say, okay, guys, I actually messed up. There's 2 scenes in this episode that talk about animals having sex with people. So I combined them. In the last scene with the Boltons, there was no talk of horses having sex with Sansa. It was just the dogs. It was this scene when the Dothraki say that Oh, you were one crazy cunt. And my horse, and we're going to all rape you. And then after we're done, our horses are going to take turns.
And she smiles through the whole thing.
Yeah, and she smiles through the whole thing. And this is what, again,
it just pisses him off even more, the smug look on her face.
Yep. And she fucking takes her hand on the fire piles.
Their jaws drop because she's not even phased. When her hand goes on that, they're all like, oh fuck.
We're fucked. And he spills it over and fire goes everywhere. This is where the question needs to be asked, or I have to ask the question. Did she set that room up? How come the fire spread so quickly? Is that what Daario and Jorah helped her with? Scatter some wildfire type stuff or some gasoline?
I think it was oil. Those were large oil lamps, essentially.
Okay, so it just sort of slid across the floor. Okay, because someone had asked the question if she was controlling the fire. I don't think she was controlling the fire, but it did almost look like that in the scene.
Yes.
I don't think she was.
Hut.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So it just sort of spread like wildfire. Horse fuck Danny.
Around, if you noticed, it was pretty barren,
that would
rocky.
Be mud, dung, and grass, and
a couple people think it might have been the room might have been set up. Room had to be set up
because they also barred the doors, and there were two dead guys outside, so they definitely knew, and she had definitely told them to make sure that these people can't get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So maybe they did have some time and opportunity because she had some sort of plan, and she had this other woman, this young girl, helping her too, possibly not just keeping her mouth shut. So maybe they did spread a little bit extra oil around, or wipe the walls down a little bit because that fire did look directionally too.
Yes. Well,
it might have been.
She spilled it, and the fire went where the oil spilled. So in a sense, she was directing it.
Yeah.
But not
to put out flammable stuff, and they locked the door. Yeah, Timo just said they locked the door. It might have been that the Khaleesi's that went to the water with Danny. Did she ask her? Oh, it might have been that Khaleesi. Good point, Olive von Liechtenstein. And Timo has a question. Where the hell is Bronn? I'm having Bronn withdrawals. I said this before. I don't think we're going to see Bronn until Jaime goes off to the Riverlands, and then Bronn's going to be his companion in that.
Yeah.
And that's when I think we're going to see Bronn again. I think he's Bronn's probably gone till then, I would guess. Oh my God, that smug smirk of Danny. A smug smirk of Danny. The door gets shut from the outside. All these calls burn. She takes the last one, Carl Morrow, I think his name is. He just pushes it on him. And then we get the scene from the outside where all the Dothraki are gathering to the hut that's burning, or the temple that's burning. And Danny opens the door. We see her figure coming through, and she comes to the front of through the fire to the front in front of all the Dothraki, fucking naked as a fucking jaybird, like fuck you to haters. Look at it. Look at them. Fucking just sitting there smiling. The Daenerys that I know that doesn't give two shits about that is just up there like, yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. And this is one of those things. I'm not going to get down on a fucking boob rant thing here. We've done it enough. We've been there. Yeah. We've said our piece about it. What I'm just going to say is this is one of those scenes that if they had done it like they did when you first show up the scene where she's still in smoke and you kind of never actually see it, it would have been noticeable. Just like the sex scenes. This was a moment where nudity was needed for the scene, and it worked. So if that was her body, applaud to her for going outside her contract on that, for needing it in the scene. It isn't about seeing tits always. It's sometimes taking you out from a visual aspect.
Yes,
we joke a lot about it, and that scene really worked. So applause. No more. I don't want to talk about the shit she didn't do. It fucking really worked. Congratulations to get her to do it. If maybe it was CG, people can tell me later, and I can sound an asshole.
She needed to be. She needed to be naked in that scene. She needed to present herself because it's a completely different thing. We have the juxtaposition of what's going on in King's Landing at the moment, where Cersei was paraded through the streets naked and shamed for it, and the threat that's going to happen to Marjorie, and again she'll be shamed for it. Whereas this queen is presenting herself to everybody stark naked. This is her being born from the fire. This is her taking control and being powerful.
Yeah.
We have an official quote from Emil Clark to EW News. That is all me, all proud, all strong. That ain't no body double.
Fuck yeah.
No, and it wouldn't make sense that it would be. It would be awful. Now, like I said before, I think that I would love it, Mark. Touched up. They did some they needed to make the glow on her skin from the glow, and maybe make her tanned up a little from cooking.
Someone says it's a body, guys. Guys, calm down. Laughing my ass. I know.
Right, it is a body. It's like Phil said. It's not the point of the boobies themselves. It's the point of the fact that it needed it is always there, and I love boobies. But the fact is the scene needed it. It needed it for the whole story. And another point that like Phil or the comments pointed out, that it was her going back to the beginning, to Vase Dothrak, where she first ate the heart, where she's first going to have her stallion that mounts the world and all this shit. So it was very important to the whole scene that, and like Phil said, you can absolutely tell when a movie or a show is directing the camera or the blankets to cover nipples.
Newsflash: Joe loves titties. Newsflash from the chat.
Newsflash.
Joe loves titties. So guys, before we call it an evening, let's finish up the calls. We got a bunch of people on hold, and we're going to make sure we get to all of your calls that are on hold. So, and I'm going to jump in the chat and do sort of a lightning round in the chat. So everyone, thank you so much. And if you haven't already, we're not ending quite so far, but if you like this video and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot. And please hit that like button and share the channel with a friend if you think you know somebody that might enjoy this. But so let's take a couple calls. Area code 716. Welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hey guys, back again. It's been a great season so far. What's next? I mean, from what we've seen from the previews for the next episode and everything else from the rest of the season, I mean, where do we go from here?
Quick question.
And everybody, subscribe.
Thank you, buddy. Quick question for you, caller, before I let you go. My HBO Go didn't load up till 15 minutes in. It was 9:15 before the episode started for me. So I sort of ran in the other room right as the episode ended. So I didn't get a chance to see previews from next week. Can you tell me, caller, what was on previews for next week? The caller's like, no.
God, you put me on the spot.
So no, that's okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
There was people from the show Game of Thrones doing stuff.
Okay, thank you. I put Joe couldn't figure it out either. Sorry to put you on the spot. I'm such an asshole. You're like, remember when I told you to subscribe? That guy Phil's an asshole. He put you on the call in. He put you on the spot. He's such a dickhead. But no, thank you so much, caller. Good call.
I remember Brandon White Walkers.
Yeah, that was
Brandon
fair.
White Walkers. Okay. So it's on the chat. Oh, I put him on the spot. Don't be too hard on him in the chat. That's difficult.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah, that's like a severe, like, name that tune, like when someone just hums a few bars.
What's my name again?
Name it. I never knew the name of that song to begin with.
Yeah. Usually the HBO Go starts on time for me. For some reason, it didn't load up till.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
Let's take another. Let's take another call. What's your?
I was take the call. Take the call.
What's going on? Area code 423. What's going on?
What's going on, Phil, Katie, and Joe? Just a couple things. I was wondering if Katie was ever going to bring the wolf back.
Ooh, good question, Katie.
And did y'all notice how right when Theon walked in and Jorah was in the same position that Balon was in whenever he first come back in the second season, the exact same way, and she talks to him just like Balon does without even looking at him.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. Sorry, the phone is up. But yeah, very good point about that. And she does. She's echoing her father's sentiments to him. Littlefinger something. Fuck you. And area code 1111. Are you there, 11?
Hodor.
11. Hodor. Dorho. Area code 469. 469. Pucker up those knees, Phil. Get over here, Mark. Area code 469. What's going on?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Doing awesome. How about you?
I'm doing pretty great. Procrastinating from studying for my exams that I have tomorrow because Game of Thrones is taking precedent, obviously.
Good priorities.
I wanted to mention that Daenerys has some patchy acting sometimes, but one of my favorite parts about this episode was the evil kind of expression she had on her face as she was like listening to them tell them how they're going to rape her and everything. And also her kind of reenactment of Khal Drogo's speech about how he's going to take over the world for Daenerys, because I was going back to season 1 and I was watching that scene and it's really epic feeling, and she did a really great job mirroring that crazy expression on her face. It just makes me think that we're gonna see Mad Queen type stuff coming fairly soon, I think.
Yeah, you know I'm with you on that one. I think I'm hard on her when it needs to be hard on her, especially when you have such great actors on the show. Oh yeah, I'm hard when I want to be hard with her. But she does pull off some good moments on the show. When she's on, and it's just there's a lot of great moment. Yada 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 yada. Great moment with her storyline, and this was a great moment. And
this isn't necessarily a Mad Queen. This isn't a Mad Queen moment as far as I'm concerned. This is a moment of this woman is hundreds of miles from any of her army, and alone and being threatened with death or to be enslaved in this area for the rest of her life. Fair game, dude. Burned alive,
I know,
whatever.
She's been burned alive. She is very.
It's not about that, Joe. You said the same thing last year when she burned the other people. It's not about her doing it to protect herself. It's about how she's enjoying and the feeling I feel like is coming through on her face and in her body language when it's happening. It's giving her a drug high. It's not about, because I do agree with you, she's doing the right things in both situations. I feel like she's just getting off on it a little bit. And that's going to drive her insane by loving the sound and the feel and the smells of the flames like the Mad King did.
I'd be pretty satisfied if I had to listen to the shit that dude was saying to her,
and then watch him
knowing
burn.
I was about to watch him burn.
Right.
Yeah, you would do this to me after raping me and having your horses. Yeah, I would be so very happy and satisfied, like a cute little kitten.
Yeah,
watching
exactly.
His prey
When someone does this horrible stuff to your family and everything, and you want justice, you want to go and watch the electric chair, don't you? And what's the look on your face supposed to be? Sad?
No, fair enough.
Right? Like
agree to disagree on this one.
No, but I see your point too. I do absolutely see your point. That smug look continued as she looked over her crowd, all on their knees, and she was getting off on the fact that not just that she was feeling that power, but also that she murdered those, not murdered, but punished those men.
No, I mean, she derived her sense of power from.
She did have some joy in this.
So let's clear our phone call deck. This is area code 404. Welcome to the show, 404. What's going on?
Hey guys, what's up? It's Sunny Day.
Hey, Sunny Day. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, guys. How are you, Joe, Katie, Phil? Yeah, I was thinking about this. It dawned on me, and I want you guys' opinion. I think the showrunners are paying homage to George R.R. Martin by changing the story up so much. By the time we read the books, it's going to be completely different. For example,
I'm with you on that one 100%. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I'm with you.
I was just going to say that.
This is where great point, buddy, and hope you're doing well. And thank you so much, dude, for all the support. You're fucking amazing.
Of course, I love you guys. I'm going to disconnect so somebody else can get on, but please comment about that.
This is where I think Joe gave his comment essentially because your conspiracy theory or your belief about that. I tend to think the other side of that, and more close to what Sunny Day is saying, that they're a little tired and maybe fatigued at getting the questions like, is George going to finish his books? And to respect him, they're going off on their own thing because they want to create their own separate alternate universe. Hence my Earth 1, Earth 2 sort of thing. And they're like, so they are maybe taking their own liberties and trying to start through the process of it. So I'm kind of looking at that in a similar way, caller. Good. So I think because you agree with me, I think that was an excellent point. No, I think it was an excellent point anyway.
You're a genius. A genius, O'Shea.
Genius. Yeah, that caller was a genius.
And like I said, I don't know anything about their relationship or anything like that. That's off of something that Phil told me about them not getting along so well, and I just ran with it in my head.
I didn't say that. You
at some point,
liar.
You gossip monger.
Liar.
Nice.
Area code. Sorry, I didn't want to scream like Sam Kinison there. 1-1. You're on with us. Are you there? 1-1. Hodor. Okay, we're gonna mute that on that. Here we go. Area code 214. 214. You're on the air. What's up, 214?
Hey guys, this is Kelsey. Glad I can make it out tonight.
Dude.
How are you guys doing?
Doing awesome. How about you? I called another caller you earlier. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I heard. It's all good. Anyways, I got two things I want to say. First, I think that Daenerys is gonna kind of go all mad queen on us because if you think about it, over the course of the series, like everything's just kind of falling into her lap, and I don't think that her story would really end with her kind of being victorious because I don't know. I just think it's been too easy for her over the course of the series. And then my question for you guys is, where do you think the Faith Millicent story is going to go? Because I don't really see how it can be resolved, and it just hasn't honestly been that interesting to me so far. So where do you guys think that's going to end up?
I think it's going to end with Clegane Bowl, of course. Katie?
I don't know.
Do you think it's going to end with Cersei's death, maybe, or do you think that it ends with the High Sparrow's death? Who would you think is more likely to end up dead in this equation?
That's so tough. I want them both to die horribly.
Oh, I think we might have someone to clear this up. I think we have is it George R.R. Martin. Do we have George R.R. Martin on the line right now? Are you there, George? Oh no, I thought George had popped in there for a second. We'll take another call and see if George is here. We get a couple different people calling from 111. It must just be it's maybe someone foreign or
maybe it's a call from the internet.
Yeah, and they just correct it
through like an internet phone or something.
Yeah, or they *60. Yeah, they don't want us to do the number or something like that. Area code 985. I said that so confused. Area code 985.
What's up, guys? It's Draven from about a year ago.
Hey.
Calling you up, see how y'all doing.
Doing
I had a
awesome.
comment for you.
Please.
Awesome. Well, it goes all the way back to with the guy in the tree where he told Bran that he'll never walk again, but he'll fly. So what if the visions that Daenerys saw, the destruction in King's Landing, it's her going all mad queen, and Bran has to get to the point where he can control a dragon to save everybody and try to sway her. That's not going crazy, batshit crazy.
I
convince her because who would convince her more than a talking dragon to join Jon?
Dude, dude, awesome stuff. And thank you so much for joining us again this year. I like where your fucking head is at. I like that shit right there. Let's take area code 715. Area code 715, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, it's Madcap Man Laugh. I called earlier about the Umber question. I can't let this go, man. I'm telling you, I just do not see the Umbers screwing them over, man.
Dude, I want to believe you.
Last night. Go ahead, Bill. I was just okay. If you watch season 10, Big John Umber was the first one to proclaim Jon Snow or Robb Stark King in the North.
Yeah. King in the North.
To proclaim it. He would not kneel or kiss, Ramsay. That to me is something because he would not vow. He just went around. Your dad's a cunt. But I'm telling you, when the Umbers come out as being on the inside, Madcap Man called that shit.
Dude,
so I love you guys.
Love you too. Sid Barrett forever, buddy. Sid Barrett forever. Lots of love, buddy. I love that guy. He's a fucking huge Sid Barrett fan as well with myself. I'm saving you, buddy. I know I've seen you on hold. You're gonna be our fucking last caller. So I got a few more calls to take right here. Area code 816. Welcome 816.
Hey, how are you, Phil?
Oh, hey, how's it going? What's going on?
Good. All right, there was a scene that really stood out to me on today's show. It was when Olenna Tyrell, there's something that she says that sounds really arrogant. She's like, well, if it's them, it's either them or us. She says something like that. So it's making me kind of think that I feel like the Sparrow is setting them up by telling that information to Tommen and then knowing that Tommen is going to go and say something to his mother. So I feel like later on, whenever, the Tyrell army goes and marches against marches up against the Sept of Baelor, I think something like some kind of twist is going to happen.
I think you're right on that. Just you saying that made me think about maybe what the plan is by making Jaime and Cersei and the Kingsguard, the Lord of the Kingsguard there, Jaime, okay with you bringing your whole army there. It's easy for you to take control of King's Landing right afterwards because you have your whole military there, and then you can just kick Cersei out, and you can use your military to oust any of the Lannister regime that's getting in the way, and oust Jaime or whatever you want to do. Send Jaime off with the Lannister army. So it kind of makes them pacify Cersei and Jaime to allow for so that they won't go all fucking crazy twin powers activate on trying to get your army there or something like that. So that could possibly be it, or it could be something else. But great point, caller.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think that the that Collar's definitely onto something. That the High Sparrow said that to Tommen, knowing that Tommen was going to go spill those
to
the family.
Tommen's not that smart to be able to get a secret, and the High Sparrow's too smart to not know that he's going to lie to him. So here we go. Few more calls, and then we've got George R. R. Martin on the line too, waiting for us. Area code 469. What's going on?
Hey again, guys. I just wanted to make one more point about how in the Daenerys scene, obviously there was the really important part where she sets everybody on fire, but there was something interesting earlier where Colin Morrow or whatever his name is mentions that one of the leader groups in Slavers Bay offered 10,000 horses for Daenerys. Now, what this makes me think is that because messages take time to travel in a world where you don't have email, could we see a situation where the people in Slavers Bay realize that, the queen isn't coming back. She's in custody of the Dothraki. They don't know she's taking control of the Dothraki. They revolt against Meereen, and then Daenerys shows up with, 100,000 blood riders and slaughters all of them as shit's hitting the fan over there.
The thing that I think you're missing is I don't think that it's necessarily that there's been communication between Vaes Dothrak and the masters like that, where as much as it's been since the moment that she flew off and has been disappeared from Meereen, they have put a bounty on her head, and the only thing that they care about, the Dothraki care about, are horses. Gold's not really going to do it, so horses are more valuable.
Quick. We'll play this voicemail, and then
I could be wrong. George Martin here. I think this season I've tried to be much more Tolkien in my approach to the characters than in the past few seasons. I used to do a lot of shades of gray for people like Ramsay and Cersei, but the black and white distinctions are becoming ever more clear as time goes on.
Cersei and Ramsay, wicked shades of gray.
I'm Azor High.
I knew it.
George.
Oh.
George, what an asshole. I think we have George's handler here, the Walking David. Walking David's been working PR for George R. R. Martin for years now, so we got him on the line right here. Hey, David, we're gonna take a couple of more voicemails, and we got our buddy with us here. So okay, let's take one more call here, and I want to save our best for last here. One more time, everyone. Here is SMB Down. Trying to save you for the top off of the night, buddy. I always love your call. So, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
This time I typed my stuff out so I wouldn't forget.
I like it.
Nice.
Hello?
Yeah, keep going. You got it.
Hello?
Yep, you're on.
Yeah, Osha's always used sex to get what she wants. Remember when she escaped from Winterfell before? She had sex with Theon to get out of there. Yeah. And actually, to me, Osha's plan wasn't dumb because 99% of men would have been distracted by her grabbing their dick unless they were gay. So to me, that was always like how she thought. Second, Ramsay is not the person I hate most in this thing. Fucking Tommen is. He's like such a weak little punk. John asked Tormund how many people he had, not Sansa. Sansa just said like something to the effect of the people in the north will follow you because you're like you're a Stark or whatever. I'm not sure how well that would go with the wildlings following him. Another thing is they had to put accelerant on the floor to make it burn because rock and dirt does not burn. Just naturally that won't burn, and it wouldn't And even if like the fire fell, the coals wouldn't have spread through that to make the rest of the place burn unless you pushed it directly onto the structure. Danny wasn't loving watching the people being burned. I went back and literally watched the scene as you guys were talking on YouTube. She was showing strength, but she was not like smiling like she was enjoying.
Oh, she was touching her nipples.
If the Umbers really killed the dire wolf, I don't care if this is a plan. They killed the fucking dire wolf. Fuck them.
Yes, and good last call on that one. Fuck the Umbers. Either way, they killed the fucking wolf. Fuck that shit. Let's see if we can get 1-1 one more time. 1-1. Are you there?
Hodor.
Hodor.
Hodor? Are you, seriously, Hodor. Willis? Yeah, Willis. Hodor. Thank you, Hodor. You have been awesome tonight, Hodor. I love you.
Great call.
I love you.
Take care, buddy. Awesome stuff. Awesome call. And that is it. We cleared the fucking deck. Can you believe it? Can you fucking believe it? So, David, all in all, did you enjoy this episode, buddy? Oh, my goodness. Sorry, I got a little bit of technical difficulties there, not the good kind of technical difficulties, really bad stuff. But David, thank you for joining us, and everybody, anyone that wants that hasn't already, subscribe to The Walking David. He's doing some awesome Walking Dead reviews right now, and he's a good guy that he does a lot of the voices that you hear popping up, whether it be Littlefinger, George R.R. Martin, or a couple of other ones. Yes, it is. You wonder, yeah. And in some of his Walking Dead videos, he does different characters from The Walking Dead while he's doing the review. It's really funny stuff. So thank you for joining us, David, and always appreciate your messages and stuff. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Let's jump into the live chat. Cody, Apt, Relapse, Puck Luck. Fucking amazing stuff. Let's view all the active users here. So many people in the chat. Adrian, Apt, Apulia, Averis, Baghead, Ben, Bruce, Charles, Chanso, Cody, Craig, Daniel, Duchronic, Energy Nutta, G, Dozier, Heat, Yvonne, Critch, Chris, Lauren, Len, Mark, Michael, PS1, 119. Puckluck, Robert Liberty, Slavic, Timo, Warbody, the Walking David, the Mad Captive Laughed, that Professing Elephant with Tiny Eyes and Great Big Tongue, a Whisper to the Never Known Career. Amy, Timo says, why is everyone giving John shit for being emo? He actually smiled more in this season than the whole series, but they still call him emo. They want him to be happy. Be happy he died. Yes. Good point.
Right? Got reason
Sam,
for
Corey, Amy, everyone that was in the live chat, sure, Oleg von Lichtenstein, and everyone that called in tonight. Huge thank you to everybody. We will be back next week to talk for Game of Thrones. There may not be a feedback show this week. I need to get back on that. I might be going away this week for my birthday, which is on Tuesday, but I will let you guys know for sure about that earlier in the week, or if we pop up somewhere, and there'll definitely be some more random content coming up very soon here and there. So everyone, huge thank yous tonight for everybody that joined us. Katie, Joe, you guys, as always, awesome job. And Walking David, thank you so much for popping in, and thank you as always for all the voices and fun, buddy. It means a lot to us. So
my pleasure, you guys.
So everybody, also, if you enjoyed the songs that we play in the outro things, a couple people have said they enjoyed the songs. You can find in the description box below a link to the SoundCloud page where you can get copies of these songs if you would like. And as I said before, if you haven't already, please like the video. Please subscribe to us. If you haven't, share it with a friend. You can also see in the description box below all sorts of other stuff, ways to find us and ways to touch us in very special ways. So yes, we'll be back next week, everybody. I'll talk to you all soon. Sorry, I'm trying to get over to the music. Good night.
Get there.
Get there. Push the music.
You can do it.
Why isn't it playing? Bye, everybody.
Grab your sword and shield. It's a stolen horse, it's real. It's Groundhog Day on a 3-day course. Final man starts to strafe. Keep this weapon if you wanna be safe. Run around like a stick in the mud, in the fairy rains, in the mouths of floods. It's funny harsh politeness. You can't fly